Evie, if I didn't hear your answer because I was distracted by your beautiful face. What'd you say?
What the fuck? You're fucking gay, dude.
Yo, why are you smiling, dude? You're fucking. Are you? Look, you're blushing, dude.
You
You're
gotta
blushing.
keep
Oh
a little
yeah.
smile, man.
Look
I'm
at that
coming for
blush.
those cheeks, bro. I'm coming for those cheeks.
Come
You
here,
want to
API.
show to the real life
Look
man.
at him. He had to mute himself.
He be
dude.
making beautiful,
Beautiful.
like beautiful.
Easy go.
Podcast
For the
76.
thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, my mic is muted. Welcome to the podcast, guys. All right, this is our first show. Just give me 1 sec. We're gonna set up real quick. And what's the podcast about? It's just generalized questions, just people that can relate to, just off-topic stuff. It's 21
I'm pretty
Savage.
close to being cammed up, right?
You just showed the middle finger, dude. What the fuck?
You can't really see it.
Yeah, that's actually me, by the way.
All right. So honestly, I don't know how good or bad this is gonna be, but we'll try this out. So let's start off with the ice-breaking question. All right, you guys ready? Like, this is gonna be the question that you guys will forever remember as the first question on the podcast.
Is it gonna be how are you?
No.
No, okay.
Have you guys ever okay, like any time in your life, have you ever seen someone shit themselves publicly?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
All right.
multiple times.
Listen, I want you guys to milk this topic, dude. I want you to we're milking each other, okay? Like we're gonna be we're milking
You can't
each
milk
question.
those.
So are you starting it first? Or are you gonna tell us your
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you mine. All right, so this is forever gonna stick in my head because this happened when I was a little kid, and this was all the way in Bangladesh that we were visiting there, and I've only been there like once or twice, so like for me to remember that as a little kid is like really surprising. But I was sitting like there's like these it's not cubicles, but those long benches that everyone sits on the tables that everyone has, and this kid was walking by. We're sitting in Popeyes. I forgot to tell you that Popeyes, and this kid is walking around, and you know how the kids have the little like mobile vehicles that you insert a coin and it starts shaking and shit like the car,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. So they're
Mhm.
sitting on that, and he's sitting there awkwardly, like he's not even sitting down. He's standing up, like he's not sitting in the car. So he gets up. He's done with the ride. He's staggering, like he's walking, but he's like stutter walking. And slowly, like you could tell something is falling down his pants. Like it was a really huge pile of shit falling down his pants, and it came down from his like his ankle area, whatever, like from beneath his pants, and it just slid down onto the floor,
It's
and
fucking disgusting.
everyone just started laughing and screaming and shit. And you know what happened the next day? Popeyes closed. Popeyes closed in that area.
Like
Not
closed
like
down?
100%. Yeah, they closed. I'm not sure if they closed because of that reason.
Wait,
but
is it
it's
the
still-
Popeyes that was at near the Esso gas station? Or Sunoco gas station at like Douglas in here, Ontario, like around that area?
I said Bangladesh.
Oh, okay.
lost
My
you.
Remember when I
bad.
said my listening skills?
No.
Hey, listen.
Alright, dude.
Listen, dude.
Rob, your turn.
Okay. So
That's gross. If you want to be in the chat, Twitch chat too, so you can read what other people say, go for it.
My there's multiple, which is kind of gross, but the one that I'll talk about. I was in probably like 5th grade, right? So in 5th grade. I'm at my elementary school, and we got bathroom time. So people are going to the bathroom, and we went in the bathroom, and people are peeing. You do your things, right? And there's this one kid, and he was autistic, okay? So he wasn't, whatever. So he had to go to the bathroom, and they wouldn't let him go when he had to go. And apparently, all he did is shit himself. And then he went to the bathroom and pulled down his pants and threw the shit at the walls.
Wait, why do you throw at the walls?
He was mad.
That's actually like a
Oh,
normal
okay.
thing, dude. Oh my god.
Wait, for autistic people, that's normal?
Well, it's not like just for autistic people, but I've heard a bunch of stories where like kids with like
Elementary, yeah.
well, kids with like situations like that, dude. They like smear shit on the walls and stuff like
Yeah,
that, or
it's
like
fucking
put
gross,
their
dude.
shit in the sink. Yeah,
So
stuff
he-
like that.
He was just
What?
pissed. He was pissed that he wasn't able to go when he had to go, and took it out in the bathroom.
Did
That
you?
bathroom was.
Were you there?
No.
Oh,
Uh, we went to go to the bathroom, and it was closed off because
'Cause
of
there's
what
shit on the
happened in
walls?
there. There was shit everywhere, and we had gone in, so I wasn't there when he did it, but we went in and had seen it, and then it got closed off, and it was closed off for about 2 weeks. So
2 weeks.
we had to go, yeah, because there's
How
some
much
stuff.
did he get in the fucking nooks and crannies?
I don't know, dude. But
they
we
had to
had
find
go the
somebody.
other side of the school every time we had to go to the bathroom because of that.
That's fucking gross, dude. At least yours was a kid. Mine was an adult.
Oh God.
So when I was a freshman in college, we used to go out partying all the time. This is when we lived in the dorms. And people who lived in the dorms would bring like their boyfriend or girlfriend from back home out, and they just stay with them in the dorms. So my buddy and his girlfriend were staying in her dorm, and her friend brought her boyfriend, this guy named Rusty, from back where I'm from, which is Woodhaven, Michigan. But we went out to a Halloween party. By the way, Rusty's a really cool guy. Like, this guy was so fucking awesome. He's like one of those people you talk to, and he's just really likable, but also like a little like tinge of douchebag, but really cool. But apparently we all get smashed. We all go back to our dorms, knock out. We're good. So next morning, this is the story I get. Dude, we all went back to Eliza's dorm. Me and Eliza are laying in the lofted bed. Her buddy Amanda and Rusty were on the futon down on the bottom. And I guess when they got back, they all laid down, and they heard a little rustling. Like, oh, everybody's just settling in. It's fine. And they hear a little bit more rustling, like 20 minutes later. Like, oh, what's going on? I guess they're having sex. You know what? I'm not going to cock block them. I'm going to be a good friend.
Good
They
friend.
then they hear a little bit more rustling, and they hear someone like walking around. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then they let it go. It just stopped. All the noises stopped. So like 15 minutes later, like Austin's sitting there. He's like, Eliza, did you fart? Like, she goes, no. So they just assume someone farted. Like, they're sitting there whispering up top. And so the smell never goes away. And they get fucking sick of it finally. They're just like, dude, what the fuck? They turn on the lights. Rusty had gotten up, wasted, and shit and pissed in the corner of the room. So like they're sitting there calling this motherfucker out. He's wasted. He's a super cool guy, super likable. Remember that. When he's sober, he's super likable. They go, Rusty, what the fuck did you do? What the fuck is this? And he goes, I could kill everybody in this room right fucking now.
Because they should have been.
His girlfriend goes, Rusty, what the fuck are you, a child? And he goes, fuck you, I hate you, bitch. He just walks out.
Shit.
It's like 4 a.m. It's like 4 a.m. at this point. He just walks out of the dorm in a city that he doesn't know. He doesn't live here. He's visiting and just fucking disappears. So I had a grown man shit in the corner of a room and then walk out. Oh, God.
Dude, imagine if he actually killed someone because of that. Like, he was just embarrassed because of, like, shitting and pissing in a corner.
I have no idea how he did it without them noticing. Like, he shit and pissed, which means he has to
Was
be
he
the
drunk?
most... Yeah, he was wasted. He was fucking smashed.
Oh,
That's the only reason he did it.
That
He
makes
wouldn't have done
sense.
it, like, sober. But, like, I have no idea how he shit and pissed without anyone hearing anything. Like, they heard him walk around, but they didn't hear anything else.
Alright, Love Lost. It's all you, Savage.
All right, dude. So once upon a time, now, basically what happened was we all went clubbing. We went to a party, and we were staying in hotels. And this is a girl that I was kind of like seeing it's one of my exes, right? I'm not gonna say which, but it's one of them. So I see Chris's smirk. He's like, yeah.
Fuck you, I'm not smirking. I'm taking this moment to endorse Ricola because my fucking
Indoors.
fucked up throat.
Oh,
Is
I
this
thought
the
that
ad
was
right
for,
now?
like-
Please sponsor. There you go.
I thought that was for those cold sores or whatever, dude. I didn't know what that was.
Cough
You
drops.
have
Cough
herpes?
drops. No, dude, my throat's all fucked up. So I have Halls and Ricola.
Oh my god, you're sponsored by two now.
Yeah, dude.
Holy
I've
shit.
got all that drug money coming in.
Anyway, so we were splitting a room, and so this girl got drunk, and I held her hair. She vomited. Everything was fine, but she was still like, when like you're drunk, you're like not in it at all. You know what I mean? You're completely like flabbergasted. So I have her kind of like in between my legs, and I'm like supporting because like she's gonna vomit again. So I have the trash can in between her legs, her in between my legs. So I just have to like crunch up in order to like put her head in the thing because I wanted to watch TV, right? I don't want to sit in front of the toilet.
Also, like, homie, the game's on.
Yeah, so like, I wanna help, but at the same time, I don't want to like sit on the floor the entire time. So she's vomiting every once in a while. I have to like crunch up, and she crunches in order to get her head into the garbage can, and I'm like holding her hair while it's all happening, right? So I crunch up, like her friends come in, and we're all like talking and whatever, and everybody knows she's drunk. I already had to change this girl from her clubbing clothes into PJs, right? So I crunch up one time because I know she's about to vomit, and two of her friends were in the room. One went to go get Gatorade for her, and I crunch up, and then she crunches, and then all I hear is, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, wait. like, and her friend heard too, and she's like, oh.
Like dance game.
Did you just shit on me?
No. So I thought she just farted, right? So then I'm like, oh, I guess this is kind of embarrassing for her. Like, just like leave because her friend came back, just leave the Gatorade and, whatever. So.
Is she crying at this point?
No, she was out. She was not mentally there. She was conscious, but she wasn't
blackout artist style.
Yeah, she was like blackout artist style. So I'm like, I'm waiting for her to vomit again, right? And so she goes to vomit, so I crunch back up, and then like obviously when people crunch, sometimes they're like they put their legs up, and she put her legs up, and all I see is like a brown smidget on the comforter, because she was on top of the comforter. I was at the bottom of the comforter, so I see this brown smidget, and I'm like, wait. Uh-oh.
So did she shit herself because she was vomiting so hard? Like what happened?
Like she was so drunk. Yeah, she was drunk, so she didn't realize she had to shit. So she sharted. Like,
no, listen, I've never
experienced this once.
Not the shitting part. Just
Remember when you took the shot and you did all of those at once?
Oh, yeah. I actually got that on camera, didn't I? Or like I said
it. Chris has a worse recording. Like it's even worse than the one you saw on Twitch.
Dude, it's awful.
It's like a waterfall. Like I'm holding a bucket. I'm holding a bucket, and I filled the bucket to the top, dude, on the video.
Yeah, dude, Rob, didn't you just end up throwing that bucket out?
Yeah.
Wait,
Rob sounds so disgusted. He's like,
just do it out. We're like, fuck it. We'll get rid of this.
No. Ron had to wash it. We left it outside, and then Ron washed it out.
There were so many flies in it when I checked on it.
Your shirt and there's flies.
There's flies dead in the bucket from drinking my fucking puke.
They probably weren't even dead. They were probably drunk, dude.
They were drunk.
They were like, oh, is this crown apple? I'll take some of that.
Good God, son. But yeah, nothing will ever replace that time, dude.
Is that why now she's your ex?
And like there was another time where we went to the beach, and it's the same girl, right?
Yeah.
And like I don't know what's wrong, like what was wrong with her in terms of like controlling herself, like literally keeping her shit together. But we were at the beach, and then we were driving back, and everybody's in the car, and she's like, oh yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. And like we're on a highway, right? Or like we're just leaving the beach, so we just left, and we're about to get on the highway. And then she's like, I really got to go to the bathroom. She's telling me, so I'm like, okay.
Is she drunk again, or?
No, she's sober this time.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking she has to piss, right? So we're looking for a place to go to the bathroom, and like, she kind of felt like thing with her friends there, so she was like not willing to tell like, oh yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. She's just like, oh, I want to stop for ice cream. So now we're looking for an ice cream place. Right?
No, I need ice cream now.
Yeah,
I need to stop for ice cream
I need
right
ice
now.
cream right now. And so we finally find an ice cream place like 15 minutes later, and I don't know how long she had to shit, but like she gets out of the car and she goes to the bathroom, and everybody else goes for ice cream. I'm sitting in the car because I don't want ice cream or I don't have to shit, so I'm perfectly fine.
You're not about that chocolate swirl? Hey.
And then she comes back, and she didn't go towards her front. She just came to the car, and she had a bag with her. And I'm like, what the like, what is this, right? I didn't really pay much mind to it, but
I put some ice cream in a bag.
Yeah, no. I didn't really pay any mind to it. I was just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna ask her about it, right? So she comes in the car, sits down, and she throws her bag all the way because it's the truck, right? So you can throw your bag into the trunk section. And she's like, I shit myself.
Wait,
I'm just like, okay. So is there shit in the bag that you just threw back there? She's like, no, that's just my underwear. I had to put it under the sink and wash it. I'm like, so there's shit in the sink?
It's a sink.
People are gonna be going for ice cream off to use it because it was an ice cream / mini pup place, right? There was like a mini pup place on the other side.
Oh man, dude.
So,
You did some fucked up chicks, dude. Holy
hey,
shit.
listen, hey. What can I do,
With her
man?
after that?
I guess.
No.
Nah,
Like,
dude, she might have had a loose butthole, but she had a tight pussy.
Good God, bro.
I'm sorry.
No, I just didn't want to be like, hey, you fucking can't. Like, it was like one time and like,
Also, even if you were like super grossed out by it, you can't break up with someone for that shit. You'll fuck them up forever.
there's like a grace period, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're alled to do one stupid
Enough
thing
shit.
for
Pick
a
your
year.
battles.
Yeah, you gotta pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? So if you
I
last
can
a year,
respect that.
if you last a year, you get to shit yourself once. That's how it works.
You get to shit yourself. Is it like once per
Once
year?
a
or
year?
At 1 year, you get the one shit.
At 1 year, you get the one shit, dude.
Okay.
The second time,
You're out.
Then I'm like debating, giving you the
Well,
good
okay,
old
what if it
fashioned
happens?
smell you
What if the
later,
first
dude.
time? What if the first time is like a year and a half in, but the second time is like 4 years in?
They get the glory. So basically, they get to if you're a year and a half, that means you almost have 2 shits.
Or is it like this? Do they get to go like 1 in the negative, but then when you shit yourself, it goes back to even, but you can't go past 1, huh?
See, I never shit myself, so that situation hasn't been discussed yet.
Have you guys ever
Okay,
shit
but
yourself?
like, real talk. Do you piss yourself?
No, I've never pissed.
Oh, I've
myself.
pissed myself so many times. I've gotten so
Holy
fucking
shit,
wasted.
dude.
Probably because
Like
you're drunk, yeah.
My buddy has a couch where like we used to always get
Where I
smashed
just
and then go
piss
back and
on.
crash on his couch. Like no, and like I have pissed on that couch like 3 or 4 times. Like no joke.
Holy
I've
shit.
woken up and it's not okay. But in my defense, it's not like I just like wet the entire couch. It's like one of those things where like I go to bed smashed as fuck and I wake up and like
There's piss in your
I'm
pants.
like no. I'm like was I sweating really bad? Like why do I feel a little damp? And then I like look down and it's just a little spot. But it's like hey, I count that as pissing myself. If I can see it from the outside, I pissed myself.
Okay, so then what about when you go take a piss and you don't shake enough? Does that count as you pissing yourself if like 2 droplets get in
Can
your
you see it
in
from
your
the
undies?
outside?
It depends on the color, I would
Depends.
guess.
Okay, are you freeballing in white pants? Because that's the
No.
only way that I would ever assume you
No,
can see it. Like,
but I'm saying like if like you're saying if you saw it through your underwear
If
onto
I-
your pants.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you just saw it on your underwear. I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Oh no, fuck
everybody
that. That shit.
pisses themselves then.
Sometimes you don't want to sit in the bathroom and shake it for 5 minutes. So yeah, I
All
guess.
right, I think we got our piss and shit talk out of the way. All right.
Well, I'm just like moving on, dude.
Let's move on.
Alright, moving on.
I don't
Alright.
have a cigarette because I'm classy.
I think Loveless's story though topped that for sure. Out of everyone,
Yeah, that's
fucking
Oh,
ice
100%.
cream.
I don't know about this.
Maybe the Popeyes one. I don't know. Who knows? Because Popeyes shut down. I don't know 100.
Popeye
percent
shut down, dude.
I don't know
Like,
100%
nah, I
if
can't
they
deal
closed
with
'cause
this
of-
anymore, dude.
That's next level.
Health issues, dude. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So what's the most like, or I guess which game is like the most like? How do I word this properly? What's your childhood game like? Just from like what you remember, like what comes to your head right now?
Easy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was gonna say that, but
Okay.
what's up?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like Final Fantasy 7 is my first game ever on PS1. Like PS1 was my first console. Obviously, I played like Game Boy and shit like that. Like everyone loved Pokemon. Like I had Pokemon Red and all that
I was
stuff.
gonna say Pokemon.
Yeah,
Like,
like
because that would be probably the game that I played. It's still a game that I play now. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
yeah, and like when you start off in like elementary school, like people had Game Boys, right? So like we'd
right.
go around, we'd be like, "Hey, you want to play Pokemon or something?" And like I don't know, it just got boring so fast for me.
Do you
Cause
want to do each system? Like
wait,
Oh,
oh,
that's
like
cool.
each of
if
them game?
Okay,
Okay.
real quick before we do each system, like I have to say, the one that I think of when I think of my childhood is Final Fantasy VII. But the first game that I ever played was this really weird game called Klonoa, about like this little dream rabbit monster thing, and that had a ring that shot out shit. And then the one that I played the most when I was an actual kid is probably Spyro.
Oh,
But
Spyro's
Spyro,
a good
yeah.
game.
Spyro's good. Okay, so first I start with the Game Boy, and I had Pokemon Red. I think I had Pokemon Yellow
Red,
too.
same.
Pokemon Red and Yellow, and that's all I played. And
I
then
think I had blue.
I had
Yeah.
every Pokemon game
Blue and Green and shit
Someone
like
was
that.
spoiled. Someone
except
clearly
for Green because Green was
Oh,
on-
that's Japanese only.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was Japanese. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we all played Pokemon at the start, right? Chris, you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was Pokemon Red.
Let's say did you guys start with Red too, like the first one? Love, Lost, and
I
Rock?
started blue, but yeah.
Do you
I
still
was-
get the first three choices, like Charizard or whatever, Charmander?
The only one you didn't was Yellow.
Okay, so mine is Yellow. So who's the one you guys picked, like out of the
Oh
three?
fuck! What did I choose?
My first time playing, I picked Charmander, but honestly, Venusaur was the best. Or well, Bulbasaur was the best, but Venusaur was my favorite.
Is it because he was the best against Onyx early game? Like,
I think I
For-
picked.
Well, yeah, that too. But
What?
like, no, that wasn't why I thought it was the best. I thought it was the
Oh.
best because I just thought it was straight up the coolest.
I picked Squirtle because I had pet turtles as a kid, so I always liked Squirtle a lot. And then there was this kid at school. He was like a grade or two older than me, and he picked Charizard, or
Yeah.
he had a Charizard by the time I got my Pokemon Blue. So that was like level 36. So he had it like 3 days before me. And I'm like, how the fuck do I beat this kid, dude? And it all lined up into one thing, dude.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
went with Charmander as well, just because the movies and the show and all that kind of shit, and then you always seen Charizard and shit.
Charmander, okay, real talk though. Charmander, well, I guess not Charmander because Charmander was kind of cool, but Charmeleon and fucking Charizard in the show were like an angsty teenager, dude.
Yeah,
They legit were. It's like fuck.
but
this
then
guy.
Squirtle with the fucking
The
glasses.
sunglasses, dude.
Squirtle got a game.
Sunglasses.
Squirtle was a game with the homies.
Hey, wait, real quick, we gonna get Panda? in
Yeah.
here? Just
Oh,
for-
is he here? I can't see the chat. I'm in
I
full
know.
screen. Just tell him
I
to
think
join.
you can automatically. Yeah.
He can automatically join. Okay, so
Okay,
Back to
but
the-
real talk though. After Red, when I got what was it? What was the next one that I got?
Silver,
Silver.
gold, and
I got silver and my brother
Yeah,
got gold, so we
crystal.
both played. I got to play both of those. Like you know how there's some Pokemon that are like you can only get on one, you can't get on the other.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's how we got both of them. So me and my brother both had one of silver and one of gold. So then we both just traded what we needed. But starting from that game and every Pokemon game that I played since then, I don't ever use the starting Pokemon. I always go out to the first spot, and in the first couple it was a Pidgey. Catch a fucking Pidgey, and I use that bitch all the way to the end. Pidgey, like if you look at my shit, like I have my old cartridge. If I load that thing up, it will have like a level 85 Pidgeot and like a level 60 Charizard. Like, yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. Yo, Panda, can you hear us?
Welcome to the center of attention, Chris.
Yeah, on my screen you're middle. I don't know about everyone else, but
On
Yeah.
my screen, Rob's the middle.
look at my channel real quick.
Look
You're the
Ron's
big middle.
stream.
Ignited said, "Well, that makes sense
Hey.
because the starters aren't too great." Chris, that's what Ignited said.
I got on the stream just in time to watch myself put in a Ricola.
I think out of the starters, I think my favorite was always the Nidoran male, like the purple one. That thing was always fucking badass because it
Dude,
could
they were
learn.
so fucking strong.
Yeah, especially against like Brock with double kick and stuff like that. Like those things were, and like later on with I think they had Peck at the start or poison sting or something like that.
They had like, what was it? They had like horn bullshit, like horn attack or something.
Yeah, horn attack was really strong.
So
And did they have Peck? I don't know.
Yeah,
can't remember
then
now.
the male one has Peck. I can't remember what level it learns it
I
at,
think
but
the
I
female
know.
one had poison sting, right?
Let me
or
check.
something like that.
I honestly don't remember. All I know is that like because I watch a lot of speedruns now, but in speedrun strats, you always catch a Nidoking or a Nidoran, and you raise that, and that's your main Pokemon. You don't use your starting
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can Panda hear
So
us?
because Nidoking's fucking
Panda-
insane, or Nidoqueen, whatever one.
he's connected. I don't know what he's doing though.
He'll be here soon.
Alright,
But
oh, he
anyway.
just muted his mic right now.
Yeah.
So
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
so here's the question: how many of you?
Wait,
did
wait,
the
wait,
miss-
wait, wait.
What?
Sorry. Hold that question because we never actually like we kind of jumped topics. Can you
Oh
hold
yeah,
on
we
that?
did. That's
Okay.
true.
Just try not to forget it, Rob. Real quick, all right. So PS1, Final Fantasy 7,
Oh, shit.
PC,
Oh,
PC.
the by game,
This was just
by console.
Oh, was it related, Rob?
it was just Pokemon thing.
Oh,
It was
okay,
back
but
to Pokemon. This,
Yeah, I was
this-
just,
Yeah.
the
I was just gonna
console-
say Missingo. How many of you did that?
I
I don't
really-
know.
I
no.
did it. Yeah.
The you know
The,
was it?
the glitched out, fucked up
surfing
Pokemon.
next to the island, so you got the Missingo, you could get Mewtwo, you could get the rare candies forever.
Did you
Fuck
guys
that.
ever figure out how to get Mew in that game?
No.
No.
Oh my god, dude! I
But-
fucking nerded out for that shit, dude.
Did
I
you
had
look
to
it up?
Wait,
fucking
was there actually a
no,
way to do it?
because back
Or did
then,
you have to Game Shark?
yeah, no, there's a legit way to do it, but like, basically, I had to like nerd out really hard and like gather info from like fucking just like
Dude,
random people that like,
Pre-internet days, pre-internet
Yeah,
days was so
pre-internet,
fucking
dude.
hard. Kids don't know how easy they have that shit now.
dude, that shit was rough, dude. Like, okay, so basically,
It's like
we had like
this.
a network on fucking on the playground, baby. Like, it was sick, dude. But basically, how you did it, you can even do it like these days if you download a ROM or whatever, or like if you still have your game. But you don't talk to the like second last trainer in Cerulean City, like in like Cape Cerulean when you cross the bridge, like the last one before Bill's house, and then you go back there when you have fly, and when he goes to challenge you, you press start and you fly away from him, but he'll have the exclamation mark above his head, and you fly to Lavender Town, and when you exit the city to the left, it's like a level 5 Mew will appear or something like that. It was
What the
it was a
fuck?
weird way, dude. It was an honest to god weird way to get it, but I got it off that.
That's
It
so
was-
fucking weird.
And it's
Okay,
like actually yours. Like it's like legit. it's a glitch
you
way
have,
to
you
get
have
it,
to
but it's
weaken it
legit.
before you catch it, or can you just catch it?
Well, I
How the fuck
paralyzed
do you
it.
fight a level 5 Mew?
You just bring a weak Pokemon with like that can like use tackle and like.
So on the
Paralyzed
Missingo
and stuff.
thing, I destroyed my Pokemon Blue from doing that. That's
Yep,
where I was getting
yep,
at with that. I could never
yep.
use my Pokemon Blue again.
I think
Oh.
time's getting on. Okay,
Wow.
so again, I don't know if Panda can hear us, but time's getting on. And back to the thing. So Game Boy Pokemon looks like all of us.
Mhm.
PS Final Fantasy 7. Let's go down the list. Rob,
For PlayStation?
yeah, have you had a PlayStation 1?
Oh fuck! What was the game I played for? Spider-Man. The original
Spider-Man? Okay, I played that
That's
too.
the
That
one
was
that
pretty
Spider-Man
fun.
games were fucking dope.
Those are
I
fun
can't
as
remember.
hell.
Old school Spider-Man
Came
games were
to head.
fucking awesome.
Loveless?
For me, I would have said Final Fantasy VII. Like I really want to, but at the same time, I played Legend of the Dragoon, and I thought that was 100.
Oh my god. It
Yeah,
was
that's
such
a
an
good game.
underrated game. Like people didn't know about that shit, which is funny because it was like really, really good. It was like Final Fantasy, but not. It was like Final Fantasy with dragons.
The thing is that okay, so Final Fantasy and Legend of Dragoon came out, and Final Fantasy already had a following, whereas Legend of Dragoon was a completely new series, and that's the reason why. Like that's literally the reason why it didn't do as well as it should have. Honestly, that game was so good as a Final
Did he
Fantasy.
lag?
If no one's
Oh.
ever like, no, wait, what?
You just
fine.
cut out
You
for a
did.
second.
You're
You're good.
back though.
Oh, my bad. Like that game is like so much better than like in my opinion than Final Fantasy VII. It's ridiculous. Like if you ever have a chance to go back and play Legend of Dragoon, like I did it like not too long ago, and I thought it was great. Like I thought it was one of the best, and it still holds up to this day. You know what I mean? And for most people, they've never played it, so it's a completely new game for them, and like a new combat system and stuff like that. But it's really good.
You know what's funny about that though?
So
Is
let's,
that-
let's interrupt all this. Panda, you still can't talk, right? All right, he can't talk, and what's his name can't connect. Do you want to redo it real quick?
Let me see what time was
I don't
asking
want to be
how.
the center of attention.
Hold on.
No, because he's saying I don't see it, Ron. So he doesn't see the join. So maybe if
Okay,
you do a quick
okay,
little
okay.
reconnect, like
All right, I'm leaving.
everybody leave call and.
Is Panda in?
Panda, can you talk? He's rejoining.
I meant like resend the call out. Like everybody leave and run, resend the call out. You know what I'm saying?
I thought I joined. Okay, everyone leave. Just complete. I'm gonna wait 10 seconds.
All right. Think we might have got it.
Are we Jeezy?
Yeah. I think.
He's on the list.
Loveless.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Panda. Yeah, I can hear.
Time?
I can't hear Panda.
They might be loading in or something. I
I
don't
can't
know.
hear Panda either.
Does it show him like when he talks? Does it show you talk? Oh, here's Mike. Static.
Yeah, his mic's going out. Are you sure he's just like his mic isn't like screwed up or something?
Maybe.
All right,
Time store.
looks like time might not be a.
Uh,
I don't know. He disconnected.
Hello.
It is what it is.
There's Panda.
There's
Okay.
Panda.
There we go.
The thing was off.
What the fuck?
There's a switch on this side. I never knew there's a switch
Yeah.
on this side.
Okay. So we were just talking about our. Okay. So let's just. The question was Panda, so you can catch up. What was your most I guess what game was your childhood memories?
It has to be Mortal Kombat from the Sega.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I forgot about that.
I mean, if we're going childhood, like Nintendo's or Super Nintendo, I was Donkey Kong and
Yeah,
Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Donkey Kong and
Like
Mario.
Game's
really
fun.
though, like does anyone else feel like the games all went in like the same like order? Like you played all the same kind of games at the same time. So like I remember like okay, so Final Fantasy, I played that when I played like Legend of Dragoon and like Jade Cocoon and all that random shit. And then when I played like Tekken, I played Tekken and Street Fighter and fucking Soul Calibur all together.
So
And then like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I played all the same kind of games at the same time.
I lived in the Philippines and I didn't really have any like setup like any like the only systems I had was Sega, the Nintendo 64, and that was pretty much it. I didn't get a PlayStation until I got to the US. So what I played was I played Mortal
Are you
Kombat.
high?
Yeah, like you're taking so long.
I played Mortal Kombat. I played Super Mario. I played what's that? Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah.
Yeah, and there's
I'll be right
it was like a racing game. Oh, that fucking you guys remember that racing game where like you can hit you could choose a car or a bike and like you hit the guy beside you?
Fucking
Oh no.
the Mario game, right?
No. It was like a fucking racing game. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, that was really all the games I played. I didn't really have much options because like I said, I lived in the Philippines, so
All right, so on the PlayStation thing, right? I think we kind of stopped mid that. It was Ron said Final Fantasy, Chris Final Fantasy. I said like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and
oh yes, and
Oh yeah.
that one, oh my god, like
Yes.
sleepovers or shit like that. You can play that shit for. I'll never like. I don't even remember what it is, but that fucking music from it, the music never went away. Like
Yeah.
that music. Oh,
That was like a good album, dude. Like the Tony dude, games before had such good fucking music. Like the Burnout
Yeah.
series had amazing
Burnout.
music.
Burnout,
Oh
yeah,
my
Like Tony
Burnout.
Hawk had amazing music. Like even going back to like Freak Style and stuff like that, that had amazing music. Like all those kind of like motocross, skating, like racing games, like in general, they just had such a good like set of albums, dude.
Need for Speed Underground.
Need for Speed.
I was about to say
Oh,
that.
dude.
Dude, I was about to say that. My
Tita-
go-to is always Crash Bandicoot. So
T-Time said Atari. I have older brothers, so like I actually got to see the
I don't know.
Atari.
I think my mom used an Atari.
I just don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember what games were on it. Like I don't remember playing it, but my brothers
There's
had
like Pong and like ET and like games like that, dude.
I heard it's like the worst game in the
E.T.
world.
it.
I heard
Right,
E.T. is,
EVF
the
said-
worst game in the world.
EVF said he has Burnout Revenge. But anyway, we covered Game Boy, PS1. What about PC? Like the old days? Like I played. I've already mentioned it a ton of times.
Counter Strike.
Like Source?
Age of Empires.
No, like the original.
Original. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned this a lot of times, but I was number one, dude, in Duke Nukem. Like I'm not even lying. I showed you guys the site, right? The ranking. I was number one. My name is still
yeah,
up
you
there.
went back on it and played it and shit.
And you can only get up by doing 1v1s. Like it's a ranking system, and you can do like 3v3s or whatever. But 1v1 was so fun, and I would just die. Like I was a Shroud of Duke Nukem until like I'm sure if Shroud played, he would destroy me. But like at the time, like everyone was like
You'd
FPS
enjoy
gaming.
it.
Yeah. What about you, Loveless? What was your PC go to at the
PC. PlayStation?
My PC or PlayStation?
PC? You already said PlayStation. You said Legend
Oh.
Dragoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So PC now.
PC.
Like real early on, are we talking, or are we talking?
Yeah, like childhood. Like what did you start off with?
Childhood,
Like RuneScape, obviously, but like what was before RuneScape?
Okay, so for me, it was really interesting actually. I didn't have a PC until a lot. Like I had a PC, but I didn't have like good internet, I guess, or like I didn't know how to use the internet. Like I was really dumb in terms of that. So I used to go on like things like Arcade Pod and Fox Kids, I think it was, like way back in the day, and I used to play like the Digimon games on there and the Pokemon games on there. And that eventually crossed over into like online gaming for me. Like it crossed over into like RuneScape, and then from there it crossed into like other games that I found and stuff like that. But I think if I really had to pick a game that like started it all, it was this game that I used to play on my cousin's computer. I couldn't even remember the name. I think it was like Adventure Boy or something like that, where you like you throw like fucking like a slingshot sort of at like these monsters, and you're just trying to. It's like a platformer, you know what I mean? It would be like if Mario had the slingshot, and
Yeah.
and I think that got me kind of interested in the computer a little bit, and then from there, like I used to go to the library and then rent a computer for like an hour and play like things on like the Fox Kids website, or I can't remember what it was called like way back when. Like it wasn't cartoon. This is before Cartoon Network. This is before like all that. So yeah, like the Digimon games and stuff like that. There were a couple interesting games on there, and then it got me to Arcade Pod. And Arcade Pod got me into RuneScape, and then RuneScape got me into obviously conversing with
literally
people
everything.
online. Yeah, so it was just like
Just give it chain.
yeah, it was just like one thing after the other. Really, it
Yeah.
was pretty crazy.
Chris, did you say your PC game? Like childhood?
So way before RuneScape or anything like that, it was the very first game that I ever got really into was Age of Empires.
Oh yeah.
And then that was because like before there was like the internet gaming community like there is now, there was like this like I don't know how to describe it. It was like a weird forum type of deal, but it had links to like rooms that like hot linked you to rooms for whatever game. So like if you wanted to play Age of Empires versus people, they'd have like, oh, this is like a Castle Wars, blah blah blah. Here we go. It's like 8 players, and it'll say like 5 out of 8, and you just click the link and you join straight in. So it was a way to play with people online before playing with people online was really a thing. This is back in the 90s.
Dude.
And then after that, there was Mech Warrior, which I played on the same type of forum thing. It was the same place. They just had a bunch of different ones for different games. So I played a bunch of Mech Warrior. And then I got into, like, honestly, RuneScape and Neopets. Or like the
Neopets.
I'm not gonna lie, straight up, dude. I got so into like me and both my brothers played Neopets all fucking day. When we got sick of Neopets, we played RuneScape for the rest of the fucking day.
Press 1 in the chat if you play Neopets, dude. I never played it, but I've seen it. Press 1 in the chat.
Neopets was huge with the Asian kids in my school. That was massive, son. They got it into everybody. Like no one could stop that shit.
Oh, you guys remember the Wizard 101 game?
I never played that,
No.
but I heard about it.
It was actually really good when I played it when I was like in middle school. It was a lot of fun.
There's a couple things in the chat. So T-Tam asked, why doesn't the rest of us have cam? But I think I answered for most. Panda, do you have a cam or no?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I guess it's me and Chris.
They're
But
scared of how ugly they are.
if Time's still having trouble, so I guess he's gonna play PUBG. That's fine. Let me just tell him maybe next time we'll sort it.
You just say scared of how ugly you are? My face is on my picture.
Yeah, same.
Here,
I mean,
Okay.
well, clearly you look like a hobo. So
Another thing in the chat was
Homeless man is what I prefer.
Tea Time
I
said,
prefer the term homeless American.
"Holy shit!" Tea Time said, "Do y'all know the game Maniac Mansion?"
No.
That was
yeah. Is
old
that
school,
that
dude.
mystery mansion game? I think I used to play that back when I was in the Philippines. I think that was one of the very few games I had.
I'm not sure what that is. Is like murder mystery or something? Like what is it?
It's like I think you go into this like
Oh, you go to a mansion? What?
yeah,
Wow.
well you go into this like I don't know if it's supposed to be like a haunted mansion or what, but you look for clues on
Yeah.
how to like
was that
find
PC?
people and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it was on
PC.
PC.
Oh, it's PC.
So is
Yeah.
that yours, Panda? Is that
No,
what you're
no.
saying?
Oh no. Mine was the
T-Town was
first
asking
game I
about it.
played was Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Back in the Philippines there's like this little computer LAN place that my sister or my aunt would always take me to. And
So you
Sorry, go
played
ahead.
for that long?
Counter-Strike?
Yeah, and you're still not even.
Listen, alright.
I knew that was coming.
Jesus.
I knew that was
I was
coming.
like,
I
first
knew
off-
that was coming.
First off, I was 6
That's
years
fucked
old.
up.
I was garbage at the game. I didn't
So-
even know what the game was.
So other than Counter Strike, you're saying just
The very first one I played, honestly, it was RuneScape.
yeah. That I guess that's
When I-
what.
When I came to the US, it was RuneScape. Then I hopped into World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft was really big, dude.
So that was your journey. You started out with
Yeah,
of those,
it was
and then-
between RuneScape and World of Warcraft.
Oh, shit, I
like
have horchata. Be right back.
if I got bored of World of Warcraft, I'd hop on to RuneScape because I was like big into those fashion scaping thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm tired of World of Warcraft. I'm tired of raiding, leveling, etc., etc. I'm gonna hop on RuneScape and just chill, fashionscape with my friends and so on. And that was pretty much my day. Like when I got home from school or it was the weekend, I just like nerd out the whole weekend.
Ignited said, I know this game series, and I don't freaking remember the name. Adventure Boy, or was it Adventure Island? Is that familiar to anyone?
I feel like it was Adventure Boy. I can't remember, man. For the life of me, I couldn't remember right now. I know they came
I
out
don't
with
know.
part 2 and like maybe a part 3, but I couldn't remember if like
Adventure Island is what T-Time's saying.
I'm pretty sure it's Adventure Island too. Yeah, I've
Is
heard
it?
of Adventure Island. Yeah,
I'm back and I have horchata.
but
Welcome
I'm
back.
not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's Adventure Island.
Did they ever have any of you guys play, like when you were in school, we played Math Blasters? Does
No, I wouldn't
anyone know
say.
what that is?
Math Blast? Yeah, hell
Dude,
yeah.
they had us play Math Blasters all the time, and it was the happiest I ever was.
I'm
Why
assuming
I'm
it's
such
like-
a fucking nerd.
Is it like quick questions? Like, hey, what's 1 + 1? Quick. And then like, is it?
It was like they had a bunch of like different little mini games, but they were all like math based. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, they had like one where it was like asteroids coming in that had like
What up,
Yeah,
Khaleesi?
that
Welcome
had
to the stream.
problems on it, and you had to type the answer before the asteroid got to you.
Yeah,
Khaleesi
See,
Khaleesi knows what you're talking about.
my parents were really strict when I was younger. So any game that they bought me, there was some sort of learning in it. Like they were all learning games. Like
What
And
else
some
they have?
where like I can't fucking remember. Like
Magic
as a-
School Bus.
Pajama
Magic School
Sam and
Bus.
shit like that.
No, it was like where you would try to travel through an island, but doing like math kind of like problems, like to figure out how to get parts for the boat or like some stupid
Minesweeper,
shit.
SimCity.
And it's just like
SimCity, yes.
they were really entertaining games. It didn't really feel like I was learning anything, but like it turned out that I was. You know what I mean? It was really really weird. Like,
Raise-
those
how to
games
raise a
are-
goddamn genius.
Yeah, like those games are really cool, but like I don't know.
how
I
they
still
get-
remember how I got really hooked on like card gaming actually was my brother bought me. Okay, you remember when Pokemon cards were out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
Hell
still
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
No,
But,
none of
like-
us remember.
No, but like you know,
It's funny
like
for that shit.
Like
you know
the
what I'm saying. Like
generation
obviously some people from the
Yeah,
audience
yeah.
might be young, right?
Yeah.
So back when they bought like the first season of Pokemon and the first season of Pokemon cards, those things were hella popping. Like that shit was popping if you had that.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
hell yeah.
Dude, people would be on the playground. They would be like, there was
Trading
no
cards.
terms of like how to actually battle, so people just made up rules. No one knew how to fucking
Fuck
actually
yeah,
play the
dude.
game. Like they're like, oh yeah,
When Yu-Gi-Oh came out, nobody knew how to play. People just like, I fucking summon this, and they're like, I now take it back. And they're like, what the fuck do you mean you take it back? Like, you can't do that. Yes, I can.
like it was actually really insane. Like people were very competitive with the game. No one knew the rules, so it was something very, very fresh. And I still remember, this is one of the reasons why Nidorann's my favorite Pokemon, because this kid gave me a free Nidoran. And like obviously the card sucked, right? But like it's just like, wow, this is my first Pokemon card. You know what I mean? Like this is the first one.
When you get your first one, it feels like yours, dude. It feels like this is your Pokemon or this is your monster.
Yeah, this is your starter.
This is like this is it. This is
This is
it.
Ash and Pikachu.
Like no. The reason why it was so important to me is because I didn't get like a pack of Pokemon cards. I got one Pokemon card that I could like some kid gave to me.
You started
Right?
from the bottom with that.
So
one
I had
Pokemon.
one card, and I had to try to make try to get more out of this one card, and
Yeah.
I did. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy, but that's how it started for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And but anyway, so I got the Pokemon League, the League game, and it taught you how to play the actual Pokemon game, like from like a very basic level to a very advanced level. And in the first, it only had Pokemon from the first games, but from the first games, but it was insane how difficult that game is, even until now.
Can we acknowledge that they have they have Pokemon, the Game Boy game.
Yeah.
Then they have a Pokemon card Game Boy game. Can we acknowledge how fucking insanely like popular your product has to be, where you can play a game of your game inside another game? Can we acknowledge that that's fucking ridiculous?
Did you know they have a Dragon Ball Z card game?
Is that recent?
I only know that because when I used to go to like Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and shit, like people would have like you have like tokens and shit. Like when you summon some random bullshit, it's a token, so you can use whatever you want as a token. Some people would use Dragon Ball Z cards.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah,
So like their tokens would be Goku's and Krillin's.
There was a
Oh,
Dragon Ball
Tiberian. I
Z
remember
card
that.
game,
Tiberian Sun.
and there was a game based on the Dragon Ball Z card game, and it was really good as well. It was good. Like these card games got like really underused, except for the Yu-Gi-Oh ones, because Yu-Gi-Oh was completely all about cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like all of these games had card games to go with them. It's
I
just
remember-
nobody knew how to play them.
In,
unless you had-
in Digimon World 3, there was a card game inside of Digimon World 3, and I played that more than I played actual like Digimon.
Okay, before we move on to the next question, I just want to get back on what Chris said about Age of Empires. Like, right now, like, you know how people go to, like, League of Legends, CSGO, like, you know, the games that you never quit, you'll go back to and play once in a while,
Yeah.
like, casually. So, like, back then, when it was Duke Nukem for me, I also played Warcraft and StarCraft, dude. Like, that shit was so fun. Like, it was kind of like playing League, but obviously it's a RTS game, but, like, it was just so fun playing it, and, like, it's just nostalgic, you know? I honestly wouldn't mind playing that again if I mean StarCraft is alive, but Warcraft isn't, right?
I heard
StarCraft
they're
is
ma-
so fucking complex, dude.
No, actually, I heard they're remaking Warcraft.
Warcraft? Nice. I'd play it again, dude, just for fun. Just
I've
try it
never
out.
played it, so I probably would as well.
Oh, it's just like Age of
It's
Empires.
insane. No, but one more thing about Pokemon, and this one's gonna sound like a lie, but I swear to God it's true because like, you couldn't make this shit up. But I got my first packs of Pokemon cards on my birthday from my uncle when I was like, I don't know, and they were like really expensive. My uncle was super poor, so he got me 2 packs, which was like $10 at the time. $10 for 10 pieces of fucking cards. But in like my second pack that I ever opened, I got Moltres, like the holographic fucking Moltres.
Oh,
And then my brother, like 2 weeks later, my brother got his first packs. And this is my middle brother. He got fucking Zapdos in his very first pack. And then like a week after that, my youngest brother got his, and he got a fucking Articuno in his first pack.
did you guys
What?
get the cards from the first and second movie?
No, like they had the like shiny Mewtwo or the shiny
Uh,
Mew, like the
They had that weird Mew
graphic
card.
one.
Yeah, they had the weird Mew card that they had to ban from actual card game tournaments. Did you ever hear about that?
No.
They banned that card from card game tournaments because apparently you could use it to exploit the fucking game somehow. I can't remember exactly how, but if you look it up to this day, it's still banned. They banned that card, and then during the second movie, they released Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno, and I think I got Articuno. I can't really remember because I went with my neighbor, And yeah, I got an Articuno, but that shit was fucking dope. dude.
Speaking
The
of
funniest
cards,
thing about getting those cards, though, or the funniest thing for me getting mine, was that like at the time I was super young, so I was super stupid. And I had a cousin who was like 4 years older than me, and he saw that I got Moltres in my pack, and he goes, "Do you want that Moltres, or do you want like the Pikachu that Ash has?" And it was just like some normal ass like common Pikachu, and I was like, "I want Pikachu," so I traded him my fucking holographic Moltres for a common Pikachu. And my dad comes up and he's like, "What happened to your bird?" And I was like, "I gave it to Matt." He goes, "Give me that fucking card back."
holy fuck,
Yeah, dude.
that's fucked up.
Swear to God. My dad was like, "Don't be a fucking idiot." Holy shit.
But what do you guys think? Like when Pokemon, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh all came, like Digimon had cards, right?
What about my PC?
Yeah,
games?
Digimon had cards.
Wait, what'd you say, Rob?
What about my PC games?
What about my PC games?
Oh, I thought. Oh,
I
fuck.
want to talk about PC games.
Okay, honestly, they did jump back to Pokemon, so I kind of went back to Age of Empires, Warcraft, and shit like that. Go ahead.
No, so you already mentioned fucking Age of Empires.
Yeah.
And then Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'm sure a lot of people played that shit, right?
Yeah,
Those ones
yeah.
were your starters. And then there was one other game I can't remember. I
Oh.
was gonna say.
Command and Conquer too.
Yeah, that's what T-Time just said. Tiberian Sun and Red Alert. I heard of those games. Khaleesi said, old 8-bit Oregon Trail.
Oh my god, that's so old school.
I
Play that
can't
shit in
one of the
school.
fucking games now. God damn.
Is it an
Anyway,
RTS?
Yeah, nice, Chris. I mean,
Oregon
nice.
Trail?
Cora.
so-
No.
it was just a fuck. What was the other game? Whatever. And then it turned into Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, like that. Diablo 2,
Oh,
and then
man.
that segued into like fucking all the other games like Dark Age and stuff. And then someone
Yeah.
showed me RuneScape one day, and I said it was fucking stupid, cutting the trees and shit.
Cutting the
And
trees.
I never went back to Diablo and played RuneScape for the rest of my life. With
Okay,
some, on and off World of Warcraft.
I think Diablo 2 was like the gateway into like
It was a gateway drug. You're right.
yeah, it was the gateway for RPGs.
100%.
It was the gateway for RPGs. Like nothing felt better than when you're a kid and you're playing like Diablo 2 and you like you kill Diablo and like 3 uniques pop out of his body. You're like, fuck yes, I'm so rich. I've been chasing that feeling ever since. This is why I have a gambling addiction.
Holy shit.
I've been chasing that fucking dragon, dude.
All right, we're gonna move on. You guys all ready? Are we done?
Yeah.
What country would you guys live in? Like apart from where you're at right now, like not state, country, and you would have like the same like circumstance. Like you have the same amount of money, you have the same lifestyle. Like nothing's changed. Where would you want to go and live?
I have the same amount of money. I'm gonna go to a third world country because I'm gonna be a fucking god.
Transfer the money.
I'm
honestly,
gonna
that
buy
makes
Google
sense.
Fiber.
We're
and
all
fucking-
moving to Estonia, by the way.
I'm gonna go to fucking Karachi and buy some Google Fiber, and I'm just gonna live the rest of my days on $20,000.
I would say Philippines, but like, I don't want to go to Philippines.
I would say Philippines, but I don't want to go. Philippines.
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
nice, dude.
'Cause, like, okay, so you guys know about the crazy president that's in the Philippines right now, right? You guys know
No.
what happened when like he gunned down all those drug dealers and like
Did
drug
he?
users.
What
Yeah,
a
no.
fucking badass, dude.
Like literally a month after he came into office, he ordered the police, the military, and everybody to shoot down anybody. Like they give people the options to either go to the police and surrender themselves, you know, if they're drug users, they're drug warlords or dealers, etc., or they're gonna get gunned down. So literally, nobody went to the police, and he just started shooting people. Like the police just started shooting people, you know. And like a week later, apparently every single station was packed with these people that's, you know, selling drugs or using drugs or any like drug warlord, etc. So
That's
like
crazy.
yeah, no, the body count was like somewhere in the thousands, and like they even had a picture where this guy's dead body was just laying down in an alley, and like people just walking past it. It was insane, man. Like
It's got
I
real
saw it.
dark real fast.
Yeah, no, I saw it, and I'm just like, I don't like that.
Well, you don't do drugs, right?
no.
Yeah,
So
but
I wouldn't-
Philippines can be a really
Philippines is kind of dangerous. Well,
Yeah.
any third world country is dangerous, to be
Well,
fair.
You see, some people agree with his decision to do that because like apparently I haven't been in the Philippines for almost like how old am I? 16 years. Let's say 16, 17 years. And a lot has changed ever since I've been gone, 16 years is a long time. And apparently like kids up to age 10 started doing drugs. Like I'm not talking about smoking weed. I'm talking about like smoking crack or like meth or something like that. Yeah, no, I was surprised
Isn't
by
crack
that.
a Western thing? Doesn't crack like literally only appear in the Western world? Because
Well,
everywhere
I
else
don't
is just
know.
straight
It's like
opiates.
it's meth probably. Then I don't care. I don't really keep track of it.
I was just curious because I think that's right, but I don't know.
Yeah, but you guys pretty much understand what I'm trying to say. Like
Yeah.
kids, like I understand maybe the kid wanted to try weed for the first time, smoke weed, but like no, he goes straight for the hardcore stuff. Like, I'm gonna fuck up my
Fucking
life
intense,
for the
man.
rest of my life.
Is this why you talk so slow? Because you've been in the Philippines on fucking drugs?
First off, no.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
First off, no. I talk.
Okay, but
slow.
Is Philippines your thing, your choice?
No,
Or-
no, no. It'd
Oh,
be
okay.
Japan. Honestly,
Japan?
it would be Japan. I've always
Dude.
wanted to go
Dude,
to
living
Japan.
in Japan is not that great.
Well,
I
I've
feel
always
like
wanted to go
living
to-
and visiting are two different things.
Yeah.
Well,
If
when
you,
I
if you
look
watch
at
any
it,
of the videos, like Texan in Tokyo does a lot of videos. Like I watch a lot of videos about traveling and stuff like that.
yeah,
But Texan in Tokyo is about this chick. She's an animator, but she moved to Tokyo. Or she didn't move to Tokyo. She moved to this little place. It was like just outside the city, but it was a more rural area. But she talks about what life because her husband's Japanese, so she moved with her husband.
yeah.
But she talks about how different life in Japan is and
Yo,
like
thank
what
you,
the
Tracy.
biggest differences are and things like that.
Thank you for the
I'm
follow. I
like, it
appreciate
does
it.
not sound fun. Also, a lot of things are way more expensive. They talk about what's
Oh,
cheaper.
yeah.
There's a lot of things that are way more
Definitely.
cheap. Like
I heard
apparently over there,
especially-
glasses are like the cheapest thing ever. You can get glasses for like $5 a pop.
especially like living in Tokyo. Apparently, like it's extremely expensive living there. So I'm not, when I say moving to Japan, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna fucking make a big house, buy a big house, and just like live my life.
So like
No.
a temporarily thing.
Yeah, it's just like maybe try it out, see how I feel, and I'm gonna go somewhere like more rural, maybe like Okinawa,
Osaka,
somewhere up
Osaka or
north.
whatever.
Osaka, yeah, Osaka.
I would love
I
to
don't
visit Tokyo, dude. Not to live, just visit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd like to visit Japan, but I'd like to visit everywhere. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't
Germany as
really
well.
think of a place that I'd want to live outside of the United States, to be honest. Like maybe somewhere in like lower Europe.
I feel like
Other
you'd
than that-
enjoy Amsterdam, Chris.
I don't do drugs.
No, not because of
Holy
Okay.
shit.
I don't enjoy prostitutes either. Okay. Jeez.
All right. Listen. Okay, let's go back to the answers real quick. So, I would say like my go-to would be U.S. I mean, just because I have a lot of friends there, compared to like you guys. You guys are all in the U.S. minus Love Lust. I'd be basically moving away from him, just running away. But if it was any other country, I really don't know. Like I would say, I wouldn't mind visiting somewhere in Europe. Like not sorry to live in Europe. Like I don't know where.
Germany
but-
would be nice.
I'm not sure. Maybe Germany. Who knows? But then there would be a whole like language barrier thing. Like I don't know how many people there speak English. And like it's gonna be like the worst part about moving to like a foreign country is like the language. Like if you don't learn the language, you're fucked.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I feel like if you visit a country, you should at least learn the basic, how to.
If you
get
visit
to
or
this
if you
location.
live in a country.
If you
Well, no,
live.
if I'm saying like if you visit or like visit like a vacation, like let's say
Okay.
you spend like 2 weeks there. I feel like it's common sense that you should at least learn how to say, hey, where's the bathroom at?
Yeah.
Like
Where the
¿Dónde
bathroom
está
at?
el
Where the
baño?
bathroom at?
Nice,
Ro-
dude. Where the
uh,
bathroom at?
Yeah,
Where
like,
is
just-
El Pupo?
El
Fupo.
Fupo.
I actually don't remember what bathroom is in Japanese, and that makes me sad.
Chris, did
Yeah.
you say your place?
Yeah, I don't know. Besides the U.S., I'd probably like maybe somewhere in Southern Europe. It's the only thing I got.
Southern Europe.
Rob?
I don't nowhere. America.
America.
Mer-
You would have-
I don't wanna go
Canada.
nowhere.
Canada. Live
Move
with
one-
my-
fuck
one
Canada,
country.
dude.
Wow, fuck Canada. Are you kidding me?
At least for the next 4 years, can I use my GI Bill?
Yeah, I love how you mumbled that. I got my bill.
All right, love lust.
Yo, honestly,
Honestly?
Honestly,
I feel like I would want to live somewhere not like in Western culture. Do you know what I mean? Because like I feel like this whole like feminist bullshit, like I can't fucking handle people like that, dude. Yeah, what?
Do me a favor. Delete
what
the
up?
word "like" from your vocabulary. For the remainder- for the
Alright, listen.
of this
Delete yourself
conversation.
from like everything ever, dude. I
I'm
never
just
want to
saying.
hear you speak it.
Do it.
I never want to
Speak
hear you
it.
Do it.
speak it
I-
again, dude.
I have
I can
faith in
feel
you.
the shade, dude. I can feel the
You
shade.
do kind of
right
use like a lot. like
Hey,
I have-
listen. I can use
I
whatever the
have
fuck
faith
I
in you.
want.
You can do it.
I'm just saying.
I
you
can
sound
use
like
whatever
a,
the fuck I want. All right.
a Beverly girl. Dude.
I can sound like whatever the fuck I want. Fuck you guys.
California
listen.
Beverly Hills girl, dude.
Like,
Like,
all right. Fuck you.
All right, just continue. Don't whatever. Ignore it. Just say like however many times you want.
I
Go
think
ahead.
if a girl is a feminist in this day and age, dude, in Western culture, she's fucking retarded, bro. Can I say that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, like,
Can I say that on the stream?
Just
Oh.
use a different word, all right?
Okay, she's
She
low
doesn't
IQ.
have full mental capability.
She's low IQ.
look.
That's fine.
I mean, honestly,
Oh, God.
like I feel like most feminists nowadays, like they're there's a lot of misconceptions, you know, because there's the Tumblr feminist, and then you got the real feminist who's actually fighting for
What-
equality.
Oh my god,
Okay.
I actually agree with Panda on something.
That's
what
like-
the fuck?
that-
It's
that's like-
happening.
Okay, but that's like saying, where is there inequality in society?
There's a lot
You
of
know,
inequality in
quite a
society.
bit.
Okay,
It's the same way.
explain.
Okay, I'm
No,
gonna.
no, no.
I can-
Hold on.
I'm not
Explain.
racist.
Okay.
What is not equal in today's society?
salary wise?
Salary wise, why? Why do you
Salary.
believe that?
Okay. Well, in higher, you know, I want to say in higher companies, like bigger companies, men tend to get paid more than women. It's just
Why?
you know, it's on there. It's specifically
Okay.
there.
There are
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
things
No,
like
no, I
certain things
agree.
like if you look at things like okay, so it's not even just like sex. So men tend to get paid more than women for the same job. Yes.
Okay.
Also
why,
for the same
though?
job, taller men get paid more than shorter men. Men with
That's
deeper
true.
voices get paid more than men with higher
Okay,
voices.
I
for
don't know
same
about the
job.
deep voice thing.
It's all the same thing. And
I could pay more.
people of like different minorities tend to get paid less than their white counterparts. It's how it is. Like if it's the same way as explaining privilege to someone.
Don't put EVF in this.
Okay.
because I
It's
don't
all
know.
the same thing, and people can try to say that it doesn't exist, but in some capacity, you have to realize that
But
it does.
here's the thing, and this is why it like irritates me when this like, it doesn't irritate me when this conversation comes up, but it irritates me with people's answers sometimes, just because it's a fact of everybody paints it as black and white. Like men make more than women, but they never understand why. Like, and that's a huge issue. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why is this happening? Because right now it shouldn't, because women are doing better in school than men. There are programs that or companies are trying to hire women more. So why is this happening? And
Okay,
people aren't
you're
thinking
asking
about
why. You're asking why and like why, you know, like why
Okay.
it's acceptable.
Listen,
I understand why
here's-
you're saying why now, because I feel like honestly, it's only been what I want to say 70 years until women were actually allowed to be in the workforce, and you know that's during World War II.
Workforce.
That's during World War II, when you know, like they actually needed the manpower to do all this job.
Okay, so
No.
Panda, I don't know if you're reading the chat at all.
Woman power, But
Okay, so you're reading what EVF's saying. I mean, you can reply to him if you, or I guess he wants to come in the chat too.
Oh no! I agree with men get paid
Why don't you
more
add 'em in
because
here?
they.
Yeah, we can. I mean,
the thing is, the reason why men get paid more, and it's something that people look over all the time, and I don't understand why,
Mhm.
is because they tend to make different life choices than women do.
no.
Like, that's fair, right?
This is okay. I've had this argument a lot. I've done this argument.
All right, Eve, yes,
when
scripture.
not talking about like stratified like between different jobs and everything, because I have my own issues with people who complain about it too. But like when I talk about it, I'm talking specifically about at the same position.
Yeah, I'm talking about at the
but-
same position too. Here's the thing, right? If you were a man, and I'll put myself in the woman's shoes just because we're talking about a situation, right?
All right.
And if I choose that I want to raise a family, like I want to have kids, I want to raise a family, there's a lot less chance of a female in the same position, like same pay, same position, wanting to stay over hours and wanting to work overtime and wanting to do all the stuff that a man will want to do, or wanting to travel, or wanting to do any of those things that would equivalent that person to getting more. And that's where the inequality comes from. It's not because you're a woman, you have vagina, so you get paid less. It's a guy is tending to stay, 12 hours more during the week, or a guy is tending to stay through a vacation, or a guy is like not doing certain things, or like not going home at a certain time, or putting more effort in. And that's where the money comes in.
Guys,
It's not just because like, hey, you have 6 inches missing from between your legs, therefore you get 6 inches less more pay. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work like that, and that's what people like misunderstand when it comes to these situations.
just curious,
And-
how do we? Sorry, go ahead.
And like it just comes to like a lot of things built into today's society that like people don't understand or people don't comprehend, and it's
Okay.
like
I-
both of us, like both me and you are colored, right?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
I'm
Like
up on your
and
tactical
Panda,
terms
you're colored too, right? But here's the thing: when it comes to SAT, Chris is black, and I'm not saying this is a racist thing, but he has to score less than you. He can score less than you on an SAT and be put into a class. That's not fair. You know what I mean? And the fact that there's specific grants and stuff like that towards like people of color and shit like that, like. Yeah, sure. Like I'm in a position where I could say, "Oh yeah, that's great for me," but that doesn't make it equally fair. And I feel like that's a huge problem in today's society. Because anyone who's born white, anyone who's not of color, has such a bad thing, and it equates to a lot of what's going on in today's society. In today's society, if you're transgender, black, disabled, colored, like whatever, like you automatically have like a brownie point into being a victim. And like that's not how it should be. If we're trying to be an equal society, then what you put forth is what you should get. If you're weaker because of gender, or if you're weaker because of this, and you're doing the same job and the other person's doing more, they should essentially get paid more. And like a lot of people don't understand that, a lot of people don't comprehend it, and a lot of people paint it as a black and white issue when it's not.
I'll say that I don't agree with affirmative action. That's true. I don't know about the stuff from working the same position and then also like they're willing to stay and do this. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know about that because I don't have the information on that. I've never read on it. But what I was saying annoys me. What is that noise?
Evie, if your mic is activated, it's like
Sniff, 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 EVF.
it's like
Um,
white noise.
EVF would have been shot in the Philippines for doing all that coke, dude. Holy
No,
smokes.
but the qualm that I really have is like I'm in a STEM field. I've been in a STEM field the entire time that I've been at school. I was in physics, I was in mathematics, I was in engineering, all that stuff. But when I have conversations with a lot of my friends are part of different groups and everything. So a lot of my friends are part of like the gays and all that. And
The gays.
no, I call them the gays. It's LGBTQ
Okay.
plus. Fuck it, whatever.
All right.
But that's where you run into like this new age feminism stuff, and that's what kills me because I've had conversations with them before, and they'll say something like, "Well, women are underrepresented in STEM fields," and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, okay. What are you studying? Women and gender studies." Like that's not a STEM field. Why you can't?
Right.
You're not allowed to argue about the problem and not be a part of the solution. Like I don't know what you want. Like you don't want to go into it. So how can you bitch about other people not going into it?
Yeah, the thing is, it's like a lot of people just believe that like just because there's feminism means that people have to be 50-50 in each and every single job. When like just generally speaking, the human mind, like there is a difference between a man's brain and a woman's brain. Like everybody can see that, like they've done tests on even like animals, like male animals tend to go for like something mechanical more than like female animals will go for something. Yeah, you can look it up.
Did you know women are they're a lot more intelligent?
Ron, is this where you-
13% more intelligent than men.
You want to direct this or anything, Ron?
So anyway, guys, so where do you guys want to live?
Shut up, Venomous.
How,
Shut up,
listen,
idiot.
no, real talk. How did we go from
Okay,
talking about what
I said I wanted to go to a country that didn't have the whole feminist issue, because there are a lot of countries that don't have that, and I feel like a lot of them are on a better track than like say the U.S. or Canada or Britain or
I
anything
guess
like
you wanna
that
go
in
to
terms of
Middle
that.
East, right?
I don't want to go
flex
to the
into
Middle
camera
East
more.
because
Can I yawn,
Yeah.
motherfucker? Can I stretch? I'm not flexing. If I was flexing, you'd know. Because it wouldn't look like this.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
Did we all get a? Well, I guess Evie, if you're on the call, what country would you? I mean, your mic's muted. I don't know if you fixed your mic issue, but oh yes, there we go. We got another cam, boys.
Oh my God! Are you really 5'3"?
Less than that.
Look at
Wait,
EVS.
are you serious?
dude.
Also,
Listen.
you look a lot more Hispanic than I thought you would.
Okay, listen, guys.
What the fuck are you?
Next time we do this, right? We're all gonna have cams, and at the start of the stream, we're all gonna do hypers. Okay?
Are you buying me a
what
cam?
the fuck is
Yeah,
hypers?
buy me a cam, dude.
Use your phone.
What is a hyper? I'm real
Oh, it's
lost.
true.
Yeah,
Hey,
just
can
go
I
on
get a
your phone.
link to the stream, dude?
Are you
Can
serious?
I flash my
Venomous?
bootios, dude?
I'll put it in the Discord chat.
So how do I do this on my phone?
Just go to the PM just like you would on PC. I linked the Twitch in the chat. And then just join the voice call, and then there's a camera icon. All right, so EVF, I didn't hear your answer because I was distracted by your beautiful face. What'd you say?
Fuck, you're fucking gay, dude.
Yo, why are you smiling, dude? You're fucking. Are you? Listen, look, you're blushing,
yeah.
dude.
You gotta-
He's blushing.
you gotta
Oh
keep
yeah,
those smile, man.
look
I'm
at that
coming for
blush.
those cheeks, bro. I'm coming for those cheeks.
Come
You're
on,
getting
EVS.
yourself to the real life.
Wait,
man.
he had to mute
They
himself.
be making
He
beautiful,
muted
like beautiful
Mom,
vanilla
man.
chocolate
Mom, look,
syrup
I'm on
babies.
camera.
Hey, mama.
Mom, me blush.
Me mom.
Mommy, go, no, run away.
No, come back.
Look over
He's
this
like, get out of my room.
Mom, we're doing a podcast.
Get out of my room, mom.
No, it's my dad, not my mom.
Okay.
Dad,
You're wrong the whole goddamn time.
Mom, give me some tacos. I'm being a badass on the internet.
All right. What was your answer?
Wait, what was the question?
What country would you live in other than where you are now, with your current circumstances of like money, your lifestyle, like everything's the same, but you're in a different country?
Estonia.
Oh, look, Rob.
Hey,
Wait,
yes.
was that your actual answer?
why
Rob?
Estonia?
Yeah. Because Rumrock's there, dude.
Remember, I was like,
Hang out with him in
yes,
his bowl
I
cut.
have friends now.
Turn
I
that
love
fucking
Rumrock.
shit off.
Learn that fucking shit.
Turn that
bro.
fucking shit music. Dude,
Learn that fucking
every
shit,
time we're on
bro.
Ventrilo, we play random music, and he gets so angry right away. Like it's a trigger button. You play music, turn your mic on, he starts screaming from the top of his lungs. You guys all remember that?
No, see, he didn't have a problem with like hard rock and shit. It's when you played rap, he'd be like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh,
No,
shit.
it'd be anything that he didn't like. Anything he didn't know or he didn't like, it was immediately turn that fucking shit off.
It's basically a foreign but extreme version of Ace.
Yeah.
When it comes to music, at least.
Yeah.
All right. I think we all said our answers, right? Did we miss one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good on that then.
Poor EVF didn't get to address what he wanted to address. 'cause
Yeah,
Oh,
the only
deviated.
reason he
Yeah,
came
you
in
know,
here.
yeah, okay,
we needed to be deviated.
he's
Okay,
like,
okay. Go ahead and
only
reply to
reason-
Panda about your whole.
No, you don't have to.
No,
you
it was.
don't have
I pretty much said it in Twitch chat. There's so many different little things that when you account for them, they eliminate any part of the wage gap that the feminists try to say.
to. Oh yeah, no, I agree. I agree to like
Like
different
yes,
men
women on average make less, but that's for different reasons, not because of sex.
Wait, how can you say you agree, but then bring up the
No,
wage?
I'm talking about if they work the same job, like
they
and
get paid the same.
paid more. To some extent,
They get paid the same rate,
but
but they get paid differently because men usually don't take as much time as women. Take time off as much as women.
This is all true.
I agree with him when he said that
All
men
right, next
do the
subject.
job.
Step away.
Men-
Everybody
men-
step
men
back.
tend to do
We're stepping
jobs
away
that
from the
women don't wanna
subject.
do.
Okay, next question. Rob's AFK, but I'll ask it again when he's back. But what would you guys do? Like,
Nice, dude. That's an open question. Go ahead.
what?
What
I
would you
didn't-
do? Yeah.
You're just
I
like, what would you guys do? I don't know.
What would you guys do if video games ever existed? Like, sorry, like as a hobby, what would your hobby be? Like, if you weren't playing video games?
As I am.
Yeah, I
Probably be
wonder. I
jacked.
wonder like what I would think about jerking off because the internet has opened so many things. Well, the internet would still exist, so I think I would be fine.
Yeah, just not video games as a hobby. Like, like let's say you just go on the computer to surf. That's it. But like, what
I
else
would
would you do?
whittle.
Like I don't think
would
I'd be
be a
using the
metalsmith.
computer for that much.
Forget
really-
the computer.
Well, I
like
just
anything.
don't think I'd be using the computer that much.
Yeah,
Like,
Same.
I feel like I'd be like a bodybuilder.
Honestly, I used to be-
Exactly.
No,
Like,
not honestly, but like I feel like I would be at the gym a lot more than I am right now. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like I'd be doing something else.
All right. Do you remember one of the like 5
Yeah.
times that I just completely disappeared for like 3 or 4 months? Like one of those times, like my computer broke and I just never got it fixed. I was like, I'm gonna live a better life, dude. I put on so much muscle and lost so much weight. And I was just sitting there. I was like, this could have been me the entire time. What the fuck? And then I finally got my computer fixed, and I was like, oh, totally
games.
are delicious, and sitting on my ass playing RuneScape feels good.
Well, I would have honestly followed up with one of the sports that I played in high school. I didn't do that in college, or tried to anyway.
I think you
So,
would have done it, man.
I think I would have too, because I was kind of decent in like basketball. So,
that was actually my same thing. I played a lot of basketball.
No, you
honestly-
did not.
Okay.
look
I-
at you,
listen,
dude.
I don't know why you guys are laughing right now. I'm actually.
No, you didn't.
What's wrong with you?
CBF's like, you're shorter than I am. There's
You're
no
like
way.
5 nothing,
talking
dude.
about
Listen,
basketball?
listen.
Were
Yo,
you
what up,
good at
Polly?
fucking getting the ball if it goes out of bounds, dude? Like, what are you talking about?
All right, you guys, listen. You guys don't know how bad of a not bad, how hardcore.
How bad of a player you might have been?
Yo, what up,
Listen,
Polly?
Welcome
After
Welcome
the
to
next
the
real
stream.
life
Oh,
meetup, we
okay.
play basketball.
Yeah,
Oh,
listen. I'm
shit.
I haven't played for a long time, but I was really good. Like back in middle school is when I started playing, right? And ever
Bro,
since
we're
then,
getting a basketball hoop at our house, by the way.
that's fine. I'm down. I'm fucking
Alright.
down for that.
You guys are
Listen,
gonna use it the first week and then never touch it again.
Never touch it again.
it's just gonna be in the front door.
Dude, I love
It's
playing
gonna, it's gonna be like Rob's
I missed-
No.
gym, dude.
I missed the topic. What was the question? Like, what?
Oh,
what
okay.
was
So the
it?
question was, what would you do if video games were in your hobby? Like, what would your go-to be? You know, for a hobby.
Oh.
But you want me to answer mine still, or you want to?
Yeah, keep going. I was just
Okay. So yeah, legit. No, I played basketball a lot, and what are you doing, Evie? Stop. All right. So like I played since middle school, and maybe some I can't speak elementary, but not as much as middle school. Middle school is when I started, and like you know how you get to play with friends and all that shit, like during recess and all that stuff. But outside of school, I would play basketball as well, cause like I wasn't into video games as much. Like I'd be hanging out with friends. I wasn't as hardcore like sitting at home playing games.
Well,
I
you
was
got
still,
really
like-
hardcore when you like KTS and stuff open, right?
Yeah. But I mean, even RuneScape like got to me. But I was still like chubby and shit, like before RuneScape and stuff.
Yep.
And
But well, I mean, there's like a complete difference in between like chubby and
well,
no,
you've
no,
never.
no, I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm just saying like I was chubby, like baby fat. You know what I mean? Like when we were
I'm-
small. But
Well,
like,
you were the same kind of fat that I was. Like
Okay,
deadass.
yeah, okay, like Chris, basically. I don't know if you guys ever seen Chris, but I was basically Chris in middle school, but I was still
No,
like,
no, not how I am now. How I was before.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you guys seen Chris before, but that's how it was, like Chris. But I was still like really into running and like basketball and stuff. Like I actually beat someone in track. Okay, let me tell you a story. I was this fat guy, right? I'm still this fat guy, but like, basically,
Okay,
you
hold
have to-
on. Before you ask this, my question is: did they build that track on a hill, and did you roll down?
Wait, quick question.
I'm sorry.
God.
Rob. I
dude.
had to
Listen, can we stop with the fat jokes for a second? Listen, let me tell you a true story, all right? So there's a soccer field, right, that you run around in one lap. It just has a quick race, like you have to like sprint as far as you can, and the teacher's holding a clock, right? So I don't remember the time I got, but this dude is a lot more like skinnier than me. I don't know if he was fit, but like he just like he would sprint normally. I would sprint normally, but I was sprinting as hard as I could. One of my shoes came off, and I was running with one shoe on, and I still beat him. Legit, I beat him. If I could remember who his name was, I would ask him if he remembers that. But back to the whole thing. Like I would be playing basketball, like up until now, even not like you know to compete in the fucking like. I would never like you guys said. I'm short, right? Like I'm 5'7". I wouldn't like
who farted,
The-
Chris?
That was me. Like,
His
I'm
throat.
congested still. Sorry.
Alright.
His throat farted. But I mean, are you done?
Snarling, dude.
You're not.
All right. So like I can still play ball, but I'm really bad at like layups and driving in. But like my shots, like that's what I would rely on the most. But like I think that would be my hobby, to be honest. If I wasn't playing video games, I just go out and play ball.
The Kevin Garnett thing makes all the sense now, right?
Yeah. See, my Hotmail has been like the same since middle school. It's called Kevin Garnett owns. You know, Timberwolves.
Is that what you applied to your work?
So like,
Do what?
bro, my real question is though, like, so when you're playing basketball, right, and you get all sweaty, and then you
Yeah.
gotta move past some dude, and you get some sweat.
So
on
is everyone
you.
answering?
You gotta
the
look
question?
down on him and just go, "That's my DNA."
That's my DNA. That song never came out yet. Wait, who hasn't answered? Rob, I think.
EDF
And
and Rob.
Good.
okay. Rob,
What?
what's
What
your
would you do if the
what would your
internet didn't
hobby?
exist? Or if you didn't play video games as a hobby?
Prior to finding out about video games and parents having a divorce, all those things,
Holy shit.
I played baseball for like 9 years of my life. So
Damn.
I probably would have continued on with that, but then I found out about video games and then that went all downhill. I
So
the
yeah.
same as Ron though. I would play baseball. I go outside. I'd be playing basketball. Like up until whatever time at night until you couldn't see the hoop anymore. That kind of shit. Like I was a lot more with like sports oriented.
All right, so I've come.
I
Like, I was thinking
ride
about what
my
you just
bike nonstop, dude. That was the other thing.
about what you just said. You said you played till all times of night until you couldn't see the hoop and shit. So this is off topic, but it's still like the same. So like, I've come to the conclusion there are two types of parents. There are one type who it's like, as soon as the street lights come on, you have to be home, and then the other kind who like, as soon as it's like, you get pushed out of the fucking house, just fucking handle yourselves until bedtime, then you can come back. Like, I had both. Like, so when I was living with my uncle, it was you're outside of the house all day. When it gets dark, you come back in the house. But then when I was with my granddad, like, as soon like during the day, you had to be in the house. We did all sorts of chores and shit. And then as soon as like dusk hit, we got forced out of the house, go be active, do your thing, and then you can come back before bedtime. Like, I don't know if that's normal for people.
Oh, you know
those are the
what?
ones you touch people, whatever. Shame.
When I was in the Philippines, I actually I would wake up around like 7, 8 a.m., go out and not come back until like 8 p.m. So literally I was out the whole day. That goes
12
on for,
hours.
Were you muling for a drug lord?
Huh? No.
Nothing.
I
You
can't
have a little
disclose that.
cocaine up your bum?
I can't
Oh,
disclose
okay.
that information, so
I can't.
3
EVF?
condoms of coke burst in his stomach. And that was the
You
last
remember the
time
that's
question,
why I
David?
was so active, dude.
He just had all this energy from nowhere.
EVF, do you remember the question?
Sort of.
Basically, what would you do if video games were a hobby? Like, what would your go-to be for a hobby?
I'd be dead.
All right.
Nice.
Jesus.
Uh,
Listen, that's
that's a
all of our
nice
answer, but
hobby.
none
That's
of us
a-
say that shit.
That's a
Calm
deep
down.
answer. Listen, I know what he's talking about. That's a deep answer. But I remember what you said a long time. I'm not
I
gonna
can go
bring it
pretty
up.
deep, man.
Okay.
Get deep with it. Go.
Well, I use video games as a distraction, so that's kind of my thing, right?
Well, what would you use as a distraction if not? Is the thing. What did you do prior? What Ron's asking? What did you do prior to video games? You didn't always have them in your life, right?
Nah,
Yeah,
I didn't
bitch.
start playing video games until I was in like 8th grade. Really?
Yeah, so
Or
that's-
like PC games at least.
That's what everybody got at. Is what did you do prior? Like, what was your thing prior, and what would you probably continue on with now? Is what he's.
I think I have to agree with like who said that they would be working out. Chris, I'd be like Chris. I'd actually be like working out because I was doing like weightlifting and stuff in gymnastics. I'd stay in there, so then I'd be fit and I'd go to the Olympics or something. I don't know.
So realistically, like, the reason that's the answer is like
God, video
we all
games
feel like
fucking
fucking
apply.
misfits in our
Yeah.
lives. That's why
Yeah,
we're here. That's why
like,
we're here to
yeah.
begin
Video
with.
games ruined us all.
But no, I mean it's okay if you don't live the greatest life. Video games are a good fucking distraction. Like,
Yeah, because you get to escape.
yeah, dude. So like, I use other things too. Like when I'm not on here, because there are times, you guys know, there are times when I just disappear for a while, and when I don't do that, I still have other escapes. I just fucking read books and shit. But they're not nearly as fun. Or I work out constantly, which is also not
Destroying-
nearly as fun.
Or like destroy your relationships. That one's a good one. That's a
What
great
did you
pastime.
say? Excuse me? What the fuck was that?
I'm like, where you destroy your relationships. That one's a good one.
Bro, I don't destroy my relationships. I just live
Move
a
on.
life. It's a weird life, but it's the closest thing I got.
Alright, man.
Alright,
I'm really sad.
Not get into Chris's relationship.
Yeah, let's not do
Let's
that.
not talk
Not a
about
good
that.
spot for it.
All right, we're all done with that one.
Yeah.
All right, so this is kind of a similar question, but it's kind of like the present. Like, what do you guys do off your PC? Like, what else do you do on a daily basis apart from jerking off? Don't fucking say I love lust. I know
A
you're
lot
gonna
of
say it.
random women.
What do you
A lot of
mean?
random women. That's what I do.
A lot of random women.
Actually,
Okay.
that's not true. I do like a couple random women, but then like a couple steady women. I just do them
You mean
multiple times.
A
interspersed
couple,
between.
meaning two that are
Okay,
friends.
There's two main ones that I do, and then there are random ones interspersed.
He actually went like that.
Dude. Nah, I'd honestly just continue working.
That's it though. You don't actually do anything else. Work.
I
and-
mean, I go out from time to time, but like, I'm not really that social butterfly that
I
like,
I actually saw your Snapchat where you were at a bar or something with like
yeah,
a,
with my yeah,
wait, who?
2 friends.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say one guy looked like Chris, but I couldn't really.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
Is
What?
it because he's black? That's not
Yeah,
fair.
because he's black. He was black.
I didn't say that.
We probably don't
Listen,
even
you
look
don't have to
alike.
go there. I didn't say that.
Why,
Alright.
do we all look alike to you, Ron? Is that what you're
But,
saying?
What do you mean we?
All us brown people look alike to you?
You look like EVF, right? How about that? Is that
Ron's brown. What the fuck are you getting at?
Chris
Yeah.
and Ron look the same.
I'm like,
see?
Jesus
We're
Christ,
brothers,
I-
Chris. Give me a fist bump, dude. Brump?
First
Bro.
bro.
Alright, dude.
Chris Brown.
Give me a
All
fist.
right,
bump.
you're not
Get
even.
that
You leave me
hand
hanging,
call a
dude.
fucking fist out of my
You,
face.
you left me hanging, dude. All right.
Let me see your fist, Ron.
What do you? What? What's wrong with my fist?
It looks
What?
like his knuckle.
Dude, my knuckles are just big. Look, if I listen, I don't know if you can tell. Look at those knuckles. You say ankle? Put an
This
angle.
is my hand.
Use
This
an
is my
angle,
hand.
Chris.
This is Ron's. This
It
is
looks
Ron's
like-
finger.
I hope you
Also, are
didn't
you guys'
cut your
hands really
finger.
veiny?
No, I didn't.
No.
Yeah, mine are.
Mine are,
You can't see it 'cause I'm
you
fat.
can't really catch it in the light.
Is you guys
Hands look fucking intense.
veiny?
Hey, Rob, nice veins. Okay, so Chris and Panda answered. Rob,
Wait, what was?
I said, what would you do like currently? What do you do on your day, like on
What
your?
are you trying to say?
He's saying, do you have a life outside of the fucking computer,
Yeah,
moron?
what are you trying to say? I don't have a life.
Yeah, what do you do on a
Fuck the-
what do you do on a daily basis? That's all I'm saying. What? What do
I
you
don't
want?
do shit, dude.
Nice.
I just
All
got
right.
in the military, dude.
He's
He's
enjoying his new time off.
I don't have to
Doesn't do
work.
anything.
Whenever there's something
Chilling.
that I feel like might be awkward, dude, you're nice.
Nice.
Same, dude.
I don't do shit. Just chill, dude. Just
I
chill.
can dig it, dude.
All right, EVF.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nice.
Like work and anime, dude. That's all I do.
Working anime.
Working
I
anime.
think
Yeah,
Ace is here
that's-
too.
I will
Ace-
say, I will
Ace and
say,
Earth.
anime, alright.
EVF and Panda and Ace, dude. Just sit there and watch
Yeah.
anime together.
You know what I'm doing
Yeah.
right now while I'm waiting for you guys to
Anime.
finish?
You
I'm
watching some hentai?
Yeah. No, I'm reading a manga right now.
Reading some
Oh, you're reading,
yaoi?
huh? Okay.
dude,
I told you.
Evie,
start
you have
reading
just
manga.
embraced this fucking new weeb life, haven't you?
I have embraced it.
Dude, he
Like,
went.
His avatar.
I
everything.
threw him.
It's you.
Listen, Chris. I threw him in the like short end of the water.
You threw her in the
and he, like,
abyss. dude.
he dove to the deep end. This
He
man
was asking
swam
me shit, and I
down.
was like, I
He
haven't
just
watched
kept swimming.
I haven't watched anime or like I still read manga, but I haven't watched anime in a long time. So I gave him what I had from like way before, and I was like, I don't know how he's gonna do with this. Apparently not that bad.
This man. This
Apparently,
man
sink or
surpassed.
swim, he learned
Dude.
he was fucking Michael Phelps.
This man surpassed. He surpassed me and Ace, dude.
He's a
Has he
savage.
really?
Dude, I'm pretty.
He
Holy
just
shit.
ascended. He
Listen,
just gains wings.
the quality of anime he watches are trash. I want to say that right now. They're
You're
garbage.
in anime discords too, right?
It's your opinion.
It's everyone's opinion.
Nah, dude. Like, okay, well, hold on.
Dude,
Yeah,
EVF gave me an
what are you
anime. It had like 5.5 stars out of 10, dude. I'm like, what is this?
Okay,
dude?
no, hold on. EVF, what are you watching? Like, what? Okay,
What am I
if you had to
watching?
name your 3 favorites so far.
EVF's
gonna
watching
judge
like
off this list.
EVF's watching like Black Bible, dude.
He's
watching
watching
Nah,
some
dude.
hentai, dude.
To La Brew. That's what he's into right
That's what
now.
I'm
Oh
watching.
you're
my
not.
god, dude.
No, you're
Watching it
not.
right now. Right now.
It's so fucking bad.
What do you
Why don't you-
mean?
Just, like, listen. 3D porn is much better.
Dude,
No, yeah,
EVF
no,
is
it's
sitting
not.
there. EVF
Yes, it
sitting
is.
there
Way
like,
better.
if you mess with my waifu, you get the waifu, dude.
Dude, listen. You know what you do next? Like, if you want to be hardcore anime, put a poster on your ceiling, a waifu poster.
No,
on your
I'm
ceiling.
not
So when you go to
doing that.
sleep, you
not-
can see your waifu. And when you wake up, you see your
got
waifu.
a body pillow.
Hey, you want to know what I
already,
do
dude.
every morning? The
Body
thing I
pillow?
wake up to in the morning?
He's got a body pillow
I
already.
wake
dude.
up to
Is
this.
it really?
Jesus
You
Christ.
actually changed your
My
fucking
daddy
wallpaper.
I wake up. I
Oh,
wake
at
up
least-
to that.
at least he
she's
changed
the
it.
prettiest
At least
girl
he
in the
changed
fucking
it.
world. There you
I
go.
feel like you should have gone back to the ReZero one, dude. That was a better one.
Wait, what's your desktop background? Is it anime too?
Yes.
Wait,
Hold on.
I don't know if you. Oh, you can screen share. Yeah.
Wait, well, hold on. Wait, can you screen share?
Yeah, I think you have to
I
leave
don't
the.
think you can screen.
No, you have to go through Manicam or something. Don't just
Turn
not
on
worth it. It's
screen
not worth
share.
it.
What? You can't screen share? Yeah,
You can screen share.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh,
How do I
shit.
do this though? Wait, do I need nitro? What is
No.
this? Oh, screen 1 or screen 2. Oh, okay, I'll do screen 2.
Jeez.
Yes, I
screen
told
share,
you you were
nice.
gonna love
Oh
that
my God.
anime.
I guess Rob can
I
do that.
told you you were going to love that anime.
Is that Kobayashi-san?
It's
whatever bullshit?
Kobayashi
kinda
san.
Okay,
Kinda
do you-
time, dude.
It's kind of.
Do you guys
told
remember? Do you guys remember when I went to I traveled to fucking Bloomington, Illinois to meet up with some chick? I told you about that fucking weird gypsy girl.
I don't remember, but I know. Remember you going places. Yeah?
I drove 5 hours to meet up with some girl who I met on like fucking Tiny Chat. But I drove all the way down there, and like I didn't know she was really nerdy. But when I got to her, everything in her car was Hello Kitty, and I thought that should have been a red flag first. That should have been the first red flag. But then everything she owned was like Kobayashi made bullshit. Like that's the only reason that I know what that show is.
Hey, it's not bullshit.
It's
Oh,
pretty
shit.
bullshit. It's funny bullshit, but it's bullshit.
Love Lost. You didn't answer yours. What's your? I'm sure you said. I'm sure
I
you just
forgot
like
the
gym.
question, bro. What's the
So
question?
what do you do on a daily basis off the computer? I'm sure
Oh,
you
I
said gym.
work. I go to the gym, and I do stuff that I don't want to talk
I
about.
fuck bitches.
Yeah.
And by bitches, I mean one in particular.
Maybe I don't know.
All right. Mine
He
is
gets
very
fucked by
simple.
bitches.
I'm a simple guy, dude. I just go to work and I come home and play video games. That's legit. Like my schedule is revolved around Twitch. Like I like okay, so the days that I wanted to work when I first got hired, they asked me, "Hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a day shift, afternoon shift?" Originally, I wanted a day shift, so I could come home after and stream at a regular time. And is it really dark in Chris's room, or are you there, Chris? What?
Already
Did-
did.
what the
Chris
He's,
is starting
uh,
to radiate, dude.
He blended into the back, dude.
He's starting to radiate.
Holy
Fucking predator.
Okay, I
It's
see
actually
now.
racist.
No, I wasn't. Listen, I'm not sure if he left. I couldn't see. It's really dark in here. That's all I was saying. Turn on a light or something. Okay, so,
Turn on the light, dude.
okay, all right.
Damn.
Holy heck, dude.
That is extremely racist.
No, I wasn't trying. That's not what I was trying to say. All right, so,
You said
all
it.
right, guys, you guys can think however you want about it. I wasn't saying it that way, but what was I getting at? All right, right. So I revolve like my schedule around Twitch.
Dude,
as soon as
does
I get home-
Is it just me or does Chris look like Joe Biden, dude?
Joe
What the fuck are
Biden?
you on about?
How do you get Joe Biden?
How do you
off
get
of-
Joe Biden?
Lolas, he's Gary Coleman. Come on.
I'm
No,
not
he
Gary
looks
Coleman.
like Joe Biden. Okay, chat, look in the fucking chat, dude. Look in the chat. You
Oh,
guys
Joe
look at
Biden.
Discord. Yeah, Joe Biden, whatever, dude.
You said Joe
Okay.
Biden like
Yeah,
Joe Biden is a big
Oh.
that's a huge difference.
I thought you were talking about Joe Biden, the fucking vice president. dude.
Yeah. That's a big difference. by the way.
I'm like, do you know who Joe Biden is?
Dude, he looks like the same guy.
Okay, here.
Kinda
Okay,
do.
look up Noel Clark because I've heard I've gotten a lot that I look like Noel
No,
Clark.
you don't
and I can
look
see
like
it.
Noah Clark.
Look up Noel Clark, motherfucker. I look like dead ass
Listen.
like him.
Back to Ron. What were you saying, Ron?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, he kind of does.
I'm telling you, he looks
Yeah,
like him.
I look
Okay.
like Noel Clark.
He
No,
looks
you-
like Noel Clark.
Oh,
You just look like you have a
Look
bigger
up
head
Noel
than him.
Clark, motherfucker. I'm serious.
He really does.
Here, I'll look it in chat.
you look like my ass.
I had no idea who he was the first time I got that, and then someone was like, "Hey, you look exactly like this guy," and I was like, "What?"
Okay, so I mean that's pretty much what I was getting at. Like, I really don't do anything else right now. Like, yeah, it's actually depressing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it is really depressing because
You need a hobby or some good.
no,
pussy,
I
dude.
mean I have fun
One
on
of the
Twitch.
two.
Hey, Venomous, you wanna come hang out? No, I got Twitch.
No, I'm not saying Twitch is depressing. I'm saying outside of it, like I just work, and
You wanna go Niagara Falls? No, I got a Twitch.
listen, all right. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
wanna
It
go
was,
pick up some food? No, Twitch.
I don't, that's not my answer. I didn't say that. Listen,
I gotta go Twitch.
By the way, you fucked up that link, Ron.
did I? It works. I opened it. Are you just copying it? Like,
It's not a link.
Yeah, you fucked up the link, dude.
hello? Let me show it on stream. Watch. So I'm gonna click on this link, right? And then it pops up with this .jpg. I mean, it's there.
They got a Twitch.
Okay.
Holy shit, Ron, dude.
Anyway, who did we miss here? Did we all say our answer?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. How's RuneScape, guys?
It's great. You see my little buddy?
Twitch.
Fuck you, level.
Give me the gun.
Listen, all right. Listen, is there a VR? Is there? We can knock two birds with one stone. Is there a VR arcade in Niagara Falls?
Probably it's Niagara fucking Falls.
Alright.
Idiot. Well,
That's-
even if
that's
there's
our-
not, there is an actual arcade. There's like a big arcade. Like on the strip, it's fucking huge, dude.
Okay, that's gonna be our next thing. Okay, like stream
Like next month.
Twitch. Yeah,
For Twitch.
we're gonna hang out once per month.
Dude, Venomous
How far away
is.
is
I'm
Niagara
like,
Falls?
I'm like, yo, Venomous, you want to go on? Do you want to go on next week? He's like, yeah, dude. It's just I don't have that beta for Twitch. I'm like, okay, dude.
EVF?
EVF, you might wanna, just move that tab somewhere else. Yeah?
Hey, these are advertisements. Come on.
Put your cam back.
Well, we can all tell what your
No.
Google search history looks like. Okay.
Okay, here's the one that I think we can all answer proper. Would you guys? There's three
Alright.
choices. Would you guys live with family, friends, or alone? Like, what's your preference? Like,
Alone.
Friends.
Alone
Wait,
with the
yeah,
side
I
of
would-
friends.
okay, well, let's go one by one. Let's go one by
Does
one. Chris,
alone mean like you and a significant other, or does alone
No.
just mean alone completely?
alone completely. So, Panda, not Panda. Chris, you first.
Friends. I live alone now in a 3-bedroom house. Let me tell you, this shit's fucking. It's so boring.
Did they just move out or something, or
Like, yeah, I mean, I get my next roommate. My next new roommate comes in a week, and then my other roommate comes back from vacation in like a month and a half. But dude, it's fucking insane. Like, it's just boring at the house. It's so quiet. I'm not used to like
Yeah.
living in a house that's quiet.
all right, love loss?
Well, I definitely want to settle down eventually. I just think that see, I'm in that space where I'm like trying to choose, right? Like I'm talking to a couple of my friends to see if we want to get like one house sort of thing, just to like chill in. But then I realized that like have you ever hung out with people so long that you think some of them are annoying, like some of their tendencies
you're
are
tired
annoying?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I feel for one of them in particular. So I was just like, oh yeah, this probably isn't a great idea. Like, you know what I mean? So I think living by myself, because then I can choose who like spends the night and who doesn't, sort of thing, and just like like balance my life out a little bit. But yeah.
All right, Panda.
I want to live with friends just because I feel like it'd be a lot more fun. But I feel like that's a double-edged sword just because, like, it'll be like shit starts gonna get annoying when you live with like another person. You'll start noticing everything wrong with them. Like, you start hating them. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I want to say alone and friends. But like living alone is kind of lonely, so I don't like it.
So does that mean friends?
But like
50-50. I'm
the
50-50.
thing is, if you're living alone, right, you can still visit your friends. I don't understand the
Yeah.
issue where it becomes like, like I don't need to wake up next to my friend to be like, oh look,
Next to my
you're
friend.
like I
but
can be like, hey,
Why are you sleeping with your friends?
no,
Alright,
like
so
you know
let
what,
me-
like I don't need to.
let me
I
put
don't
it
need to
this
go
way,
into
though.
my kitchen to see like my friend cooking. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, oh
100%.
look, you're my friend.
You're my
Like
friend.
it's
Alright,
great.
no.
Hey
I'll
friend,
say
you
this,
want
I'll
some
say this, I'll say this.
pancakes?
Because when me and my like when I first moved in here, it was me, my best friend, and then one of our mutual friends, and like it was like a little family. Like we didn't like necessarily hang out all the time, but like we would make dinner and we would like all sit down and like if we had like a free hour, we'd sit down in the living room and just talk and fucking bullshit and watch like Survivor or some shit. That shit's fun. That's really hard to make happen when like everyone has their own schedule happening and then like you're not coming if you want to visit your friend, you're not coming back home to like spend time with your friend. You have to like get ready and go out to go to their place to go do something or anything like that. So it becomes a lot more difficult. Like so the one who moved out, like Jordan, I don't hang out with her that much at all anymore. Like we've hung out like 3 times in the last like month. Like we used to hang out like every day when we were like roommates. So like it is kind of lonely. Like it doesn't happen instantly. And like Jake's been gone, so it's like yeah, I don't really get to see my friends all that often. But when you live together, it's like, hey,
Okay. Panda, were you done?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Rob?
I think I'm okay with either. I'm cool living alone, and also I'd be all right with living with friends because you get the split costs. So if you look in that aspect of it, make it a little cheaper for everybody as well. And then you know, so I'm down with whatever. I'm kind of panda on the 50-50. I'm cool
Yeah,
with whatever.
I was expecting you to say alone because like that whole military time you were alone. I just figured you were comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty like just chill. I go with whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
if it works out to where you can live with friends and like it's fine and you just whatever, it's fine. That's cool too. But I'm fine living alone as well.
All right, AVF.
I couldn't stand being alone. I'd have to have somebody. I don't know.
So far,
friends,
nobody said family, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm already
Nobody
living with
wants
my
to live
family,
with their
so-
family, dude.
What'd you
Well,
say?
okay, hold on.
AVF?
If you needed someone to be there, is it a friend or a family? AVF?
It's hard. It depends on the friend, I guess.
So if
I
it-
mean, because you're living with a friend, it doesn't mean you're away from the family too. Like let's say you want to visit family, then yeah, or vice versa.
I could stand living with a friend as long as they're not annoying.
I could stand. All right, dude.
See if I like when you say family, like is it like your whole family or just like one or two?
Kind of depends, like your situation. You were living with your brother. I mean, that's considered family. Otherwise, your whole family, like you could, break it down if you want.
Yeah, okay.
So, EVF, what was yours? You said a friend.
Yeah, I can live with a friend.
Okay.
And family. Okay, family too.
All right, 50-50.
Yeah.
3 of you guys said 50-50. I would say, honestly, I've actually lived alone once for a short term, and it was okay. I didn't mind. Like, I would go out, meet friends, and this was away from family. And I think being away from family is nice. Obviously, you can go visit them whenever you want. It's not like you're not seeing them forever. But living alone's nice. But then, like you guys said, it's lonely if you don't have someone to talk to, right? So it's kind of like a mental thing. So like, okay, I really do need someone to talk to. It's not like, hey, I want to talk to you in Discord or something. It's like in person. You want to do things together. You wanna hang out together. Maybe go out and eat. Maybe go shopping or something. Fill up the fridge or something. Like shit like that. It's just nice to have a helping hand. And like Rob said, the bills, like splitting bills and shit. And it's just like it's better to feel that you have company than no company at all. Because it is honestly different when you're like we talk to each other every day, all of us. But when it's in person, it's like why is your eye twitching, EVF?
He's
Your
blinking
gift is
now.
going insane, dude.
He's having like a seizure, dude.
Because your voice is so freaking loud. and
Am
my
I loud?
ears are like,
If
I
I
turned
laugh,
it down. Yes, I had to turn it down.
what the fuck? Why'd you say anything?
Turn him down.
I'm turning it down now. I was focused or something. Okay, hold on.
bro.
Every time I said a word, your eye would twitch.
Like, not even just your eye, like with all of the skin back to your ear. That whole line was
Yeah.
just.
Just your
Because
left
it's
eye.
piercing my head.
I'm sorry. All right. Am I
Uh.
better now?
Yeah,
Yes,
see,
I turned you
see,
down.
You
Okay.
see what Cody said in chat, dude?
Was that
Like,
100?
living with someone could ruin friendships. So, like, if you live with your friends, it could ruin your friendship. Because you
Well,
know
I mean, that's
every
That's
little time.
that depends on your stance on seeing a friendship. Like me and Rob argued at a IRL meetup, and we hashed out like real quick. Like that was Chris was in it too. Like it depends how long your friendship is too, and like how you guys deal with shit. Like someone could be really sensitive and just like not talk to you, and then that's it. Like one argument, that's it. They snap and they're out. That could be different. But like if you argue with somebody over and over and over again and you're still friends, that's different.
Yeah, it's just chill. Like living with someone could ruin friendships. It could in some ways, like where Cody says that. Like, but if it's able to like ruin a friendship like that, like what are you trying to do living with someone? It's not like you need to sleep in a bed with them or any of that kind of shit. Like what living with someone could ruin a friendship? I don't
let's say,
understand.
let's
Even
say
though
you-
Loveloss is waking up next to his friends.
Yeah, it is. It's like, why are you in my bed, dog?
Get out of my bed.
Loveloss, I completely understand where you're coming
Hey
from.
man,
now.
maybe
I
you
mean,
can't
I
afford
don't
beds,
want-
right?
Ron, you're not going in my bed. It's simple.
Ron's gonna take over the whole bed.
Good morning,
You're
Rob.
gonna feel Ron get into the bed, dude. One side of the bed
Holy
like flings
hair.
you out, dude.
Listen, you
Ignite-
wake up in a bed with me, you never know.
Your bed creaking, dude. Like,
Your floor creaking and then all you hear is like the bed and you get launched, dude.
Holy shit.
Dude, I got like some Forrest Whitaker eye going on right now.
Okay.
The fuck?
I don't want to say anything there, but anyway, yeah, Ignited said it depends if it comes to friends. I may like their personality but hate their living habits. That too. But I'm okay to talk to people about it. I mean, same towards me. Like if someone wants to say something, like it's criticism, right? So it's like, okay, just let me know what I'm doing wrong. I'll work on it. Like
Yeah, like-
as long as someone else can do the same, like works both ways, then I'm okay with that.
You see,
When I
I'll
was
say
like,
this.
oh yeah,
I've lived
Ron, let's
with-
go to the gym, dude. And yeah,
Yeah, but-
you know what? I'm not feeling like going to
my
the
leg
gym.
hurts right now. So, yeah.
I've
But
lived alone.
we'll do it, all right.
I've lived alone for the past like 2 months. It's not bad. Like it's not bad to live alone, but it does feel weird. And I'll say this though too. I've lived with multiple of my best friends. The first time I ever did it, it ended horribly. Like me and that kid aren't friends anymore. Like
Yeah,
We
but
just
that's
were not
because you
compatible.
fucked the girlfriend. Anyways.
no, that was not because of that.
Holy shit.
Okay, was that part of the reason?
No, that was not a part of anything.
Did it happen?
No.
Was it part of the reason? No, I'm joking.
No, it was just we didn't really make good roommates, and it ruined our friendship because we were not good roommates to each other. Like, for instance, he would complain if I didn't do chores, but then I didn't feel the need to do chores because I was literally buying everything for the house. Like, if I'm spending all my money buying shit for the house, if I'm buying stuff for dinner, if I'm buying stuff for us to do our laundry, if I'm buying the paper towels, the napkins, everything, then like the paper plate or the toilet paper and all the fucking like house shit we need, and you're not contributing to that, then you can do the chores. Like, we never talked it out though, so that is an issue. But if I'm buying all the shit, I'm not cleaning too. I'm not gonna like literally be your mom.
So you just expected him to read your mind.
I expected him to either A, contribute to buying the shit, or B,
Oh.
But you still expected these things
How do
without
you-
telling him.
How do you get the food bill? Like, how does food work for you?
You get your own shit.
so
Get
me
your
and my
Like,
so
split
me
the
and my
fridge?
roommates, when I lived in the big house that had like 6 people living there, everyone just bought their own shit. Now that I live here, it's either me and my friend Jake, or me, Jake, and Jordan who lived here. But we'll all buy our own things. But then, like, if we make like family dinner, or we don't have a problem using each other's stuff, as long as we're not like overdoing it. Like, I'm not gonna go into the freezer and use all of someone's fucking salmon, but like, I'll take a couple of your eggs. That's fine, and you can use my flour and you can use my seasonings and my honey and all that shit. I don't care. But like, yeah, it just goes back and forth. It's easy. As long as
One
no
egg,
lines.
you give me access to your.
It's a fucking trade in the fridge, dude.
Either you just, either buy your own shit or you just share the. I don't know.
There's a way to make it.
If your friend has like a raw chicken in the fridge, or freezer, and you guys are like, hey,
I keep a whole raw chicken in the fridge.
Or if you just put a pound and a half of chicken on a skillet and try and cook it on the.
Yeah, it's like, hey, fried chicken. We're having fried chicken.
Let's
I'm
boil
gonna
that
use my
chicken.
flour. I'm gonna use Jordan's egg, and we're gonna share this. Bam.
No, like, yeah, because, okay, what we would do, like I said before, we would do, like, family dinners and stuff. So, like, once a week, we would make, like, a big, like, actual meal. Like, we'd make, like, lasagna and, like, veggies and shit like that, or, like, stuffed chicken or some shit like that. But we'd use a little bit of everyone's stuff. And, like, nobody cared what you used. And, like, just like when you normally cook, nobody really cares what you use. Like we like different types of foods in the house, but, like, my roommate, Jake, really likes pickles, so he always gets pickles. I like pickled asparagus. Like, these are just our random snacks that we keep in the fridge. But he likes pickles. I like pickled asparagus.
Stink,
And
dude.
what's up?
Your piss must stink. No wonder that guy was so mad about chores, dude. You're pissing all over the place with asparagus piss, dude. Fuck off.
Dude, first of all, it's pickled asparagus. It's totally different. But, like, I'll eat his pickles. He eats my pickled asparagus. We're good. He can have a slice of my fucking cheesecake. I eat some of his fucking popsicles. A-okay.
Why are both of yours, like, dick-oriented, dude? Pickles and popsicles. Both of them.
Okay, first of all, those were both his. Secondly,
Yeah, you're eating
he's
them.
gay.
Okay,
If I
you're
want a
eating
fucking
a pickle and
popsicle,
popsicle, dude. Come on,
if I
man.
want- first of all, pickle spears do not look like dicks. It's the
Man.
big round pickles that look like it's the whole pickles. Nobody eats whole pickles.
I
the
eat
fuck
whole
has a-
pickles.
Who the fuck has a jar of whole pickles in their fridge?
I have a jar of whole pickles, idiots. I love fucking pickles. I
Why do you have a jar of whole
pickles.
pickles? Get fucking pickle spears like a normal person, you fucking weirdo.
Okay.
Pickles are fucking delicious, dude. And if anybody disagrees, like, just don't even at me, dude. Don't even at me if you disagree.
I like pickles.
Don't even at me.
That's a quick question. Does everybody like pickles?
I
Yeah,
like
like
pickled
pickles.
asparagus.
I
I
haven't
don't,
had-
like, I don't like
Rob-
normal dill pickles.
You were gonna ask a question, and then Dennis is like, "Hold it." What
No,
was your
it was related to Pokemon. He got it.
Oh,
He
okay.
already said it. Okay. Cody was saying, what would you do if someone isn't willing to change after talks and talks? Like, living with them. Like,
Okay,
They
I
wouldn't
was saying
change.
they're not actually willing to change, or they say
Yeah.
they're gonna change and they don't. Because that's
Are you
two-
saying a friend? Are you saying a lover? Like where are you getting that from this, Cody?
I'm assuming he's gonna talk about a friend, but people say things and do differently. Actions speak louder than words. Ignite said, "Oh, absolutely. I always talk to the person I want to move in with before moving in. Need to know limits." I guess. I mean, either way, like if it's a lover or a friend, like you still want to know how the living habits are and what they can handle, can't handle. Shit like that.
But if you want to hash that, what would you do if someone isn't willing to change after talks and talks? I mean, then you either just have to, like, if you've had this discussion and like laid this shit out, then obviously if it's their house, then you got a deuce. If it's yours, you know what I mean? Like you got to make something work, or go ahead.
I was gonna say it's not always about like who's gonna leave, who's not. Maybe you can adapt to the situation, be like, okay, I don't give a fuck. You do what you want. I'll do my part. But like, I'm not saying ignore them. I'm just saying that habit, like, just move
True.
on from it. Like, let's say someone leaves a
Unless it's
mess.
like,
That's their
they
mess.
take a shit and they don't flush the toilet. Like that's when you can't deal with.
Oh
it.
yeah.
I don't want to walk into your fucking poop.
Good luck,
You
Rob.
walk into it, dude. It's like standing above the toilet, just looking at you.
Don't you? Don't you always just take a little lick of the toilet bowl after
Yeah.
before you pee?
Yeah, dude. I love. Shut the fuck up, dude.
You gotta know how your food
Okay,
tastes, right?
no. I'm gonna tell a story right now.
Okay.
This-
is this topic related?
Kinda, yeah, actually.
Or
Um,
at the end of it, I guess. Of that topic.
So-
Go ahead.
So when I lived with one of our other best friends, Sarah, it was just me and her. So it's a straight black guy and a straight white girl living together. People
Wait.
assumed a lot of things.
Real
The
quick,
thing is,
is Sarah the chick that we took a screenshot of and used EVF?
no, that was Jen. That was Jen.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's a
Wait,
pretty-
what the hell did you use that shit for?
As an emote, like
they were
it was
being
a,
mean. They were
it
being
was-
mean. That's what they were doing.
it was
Oh,
a
hey.
TeamSpeak.
But like, okay, so when me and Sarah lived in that house together, we both had significant others, and people would talk all the time. And I always had to explain to people,
I'm gonna try to
like,
find
guys
you.
and girls can be friends. I believe that to some
they
extent.
can't. No,
It's
they
really
can't.
hard. It's really hard, but they can.
No, they
And
can't.
the only reason that I believe that is because Sarah stopped being a woman to me.
I can't
She
find
stopped being a woman the day that I came home after she went to the bar and she was fucking blackout drunk. She was passed out on the couch. I went to the bathroom to use the bathroom before I went to bed. She had thrown up in the toilet. Not the worst part. That's fine. I can take that you throw up in the toilet.
Does this end with her pooping on you?
No, no.
Okay.
Should have.
Because that would have
But
been.
she had also knocked over the trash can.
What was
And
in
in
the
the trash can was her bloody fucking tampon. Okay.
Yeah.
You are not a woman to me anymore when I have to pick up your bloody tampon. And if I'm not fucking you when I do it, if I have to pick up your bloody tampon, it's over. You're not a woman anymore. She's just a dick without a, or she's a dude without a dick. There you go. So it can work.
All
Oh,
right.
that's neat.
All right. Oh,
I thought there was more to the story because like nobody was talking.
yeah. I
so-
thought I was waiting. I was like, oh, is that
No,
it?
like that doesn't that's not the thing. Like that's not the thing that bothers me. Like everybody makes a mess from time to time. Like if that shit was happening every day, I could understand. But fuck it,
Yeah.
dude. I can handle that shit once in a while.
Okay, here's something we can all answer because we've all been to school, right? No, nobody skipped school, right? Right?
Clearly.
Okay. So, how were you guys back then in school?
Wait,
Like,
what?
let's say
Didn't
Uh,
skip school.
you skipped school, didn't you?
Just one day. I mean, senior skip doesn't count though.
No, I just meant like legit, like skipped a grade
Oh
or
no,
something.
never then. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you guys
Did
skipped a
it
grade?
count if your mom said you could stay home?
No, but I mean like actually skip a grade, like a whole fucking grade.
She didn't say okay.
Wait, skip
She
a
didn't say that.
grade?
Yeah,
What
you-
do you mean?
you
What,
can-
what do you mean skip a grade?
You've never heard of that? So, okay, there's actually been like smart kids, like
Oh,
early.
yeah.
Smart wise.
Yeah,
Okay.
No,
okay.
nobody in this channel skipped. a
Nobody's
grade.
smart.
Yeah, no.
No,
we
alright.
may
You
have
can't
dropped a
skip
grade
school,
or
that's not the
stayed
same.
in a grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
that
had
was
to
the
stay
question
in the
anyway.
same grade a couple of years.
So the question was, how are you guys back then in school? Let's say middle school and high school compared to now. Like,
In
Are you
what
this-
way?
like just your personality. Like, were you shy? Were you nerdy? Were you like a bully? Like, what were you?
This
Let's start
this
with
is
Chris.
this is fun. This is fun for me.
I remember Chris. I remember his story, but let's hear it.
So in middle school, I was really like I was really fat through
we
all
should
of
have
these.
put Chris for last.
I'm just going
But-
with who's on my screen.
In middle school, I was really weird because I still lived in the place that I used to, and I used to get made fun of all the time because I was this like I wasn't short, but I was this really fat kid, so I was round, and I had a really high pitched voice, and I lived in the ghetto, and also I'm mixed, so all of those things put together made me an easy target. So I got bullied all the time when I was in middle school, and I got sick of that shit, and I moved, and like I was in a new place, I could be whoever I wanted to be, so like I wanted to be popular so fucking bad. So I just changed everything about who I was, and I started lying to everybody, and then I was popular in high school. I've transitioned that into adulthood. It doesn't really work out. Being popular in high school makes no difference. Be yourself, but it worked. Also, I was a huge dick.
Okay, but what do you think? Sorry, just to add on to this question, but what do you think changed you, like, to what you are now?
I wanted to get pussy. There you go.
Love us.
Amen. The Pavel drug.
So how were you back in middle school, high school compared to now, and what changed you?
Okay, so in middle school, I got really hung up on a chick, dude. Holy shit. I had a crush on this girl for like 4 years, bro. 4 years. And then I was always stuck on her, and I was short. I had a very like I had a baby face, and like I look a little bit like a chipmunk. My cheeks were round, but the rest of me was like skinny. So I had to grow into my face a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so I always had this crush on this girl, and she never really liked. And she was like a little rock girl. You know what I mean? And I was like kind of like a, I don't know.
Skateboard
you
kid?
No, you couldn't really tell what I listened to.
Did
just
she
from how
say
I
see you
dressed.
later, boy?
No, she didn't say see you later, boy. And so at the end of it, like at the end of obviously grade 8, I remember I was going to a different school than everybody else in my school because I wasn't moving, but my house was like near these train tracks and it was on the other side of the tracks, so I was going to a particular school and everybody else was going to another one. So it was my last day there, you know, like I kind of accepted the fact that I'm not gonna date this girl like ever sort of thing. And I was like good with that, you know, I was like, okay. So I remember on the way out, like the last, you know, time that I'm gonna see like any of these people, pretty much. It was like during a practice for my actual graduation, like the last practice. Her friend came over and she kissed me on the cheek, and she said that she always liked me, and I didn't know what my mind blanked because I always thought I was like not attractive to other people because I was so focused on one person. And then I realized that after that, like I was like, okay, well, you know, like this is like a different experience for me. So from there I went to high school, or no, from there I went to a Spanish school, and I learned Spanish and I learned French, and I went from there to high school, and some of the people that I met at the Spanish school were there and they ended up being popular, and I talked to them a lot. So I was like sort of like brought in a little bit, but I was never like with the popular crowd. I was kind of like that person that could chill with anybody. Like a lot of times, like I went to the library and talked to like the kids who played RuneScape, and that's how like I found my like foundation for RuneScape. You know what I mean? But like I could go talk to the popular people. I could go talk to people who did sports because I was in like swimming, tennis, like all those different things, and it was interesting. It was interesting to say anyway. Like it was just like I felt like after that kiss, like on the cheek, because it like caught me so far off guard, it was just it opened my eyes to the fact that like yes, I can be attractive to other people. And in grade 9 I was chubby. In grade 10 I started growing into my weight. In grade 11 I was like fully grown into my weight and everything was like sitting perfectly well for me. I think in grade 11 was like my hot year. I was good. You know what I mean? Like I shaved the little fucking Mexican stash that I had going on, and I was sorted.
Holy shit.
Every single teenager had that.
Mexican
Yeah.
stash. Was that it? Was that it?
Oh yeah, and like
okay.
since then I just kind of ran with it. Like I realized that like, hey, you know what? If one person doesn't find you attractive, you can like there's someone who's gonna fucking find you attractive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, Panda.
You said middle school and high school. How much I've changed?
Yeah, like compared to what you are now, and how, like what changed you basically?
Well, in middle school, I used to be really skinny, really skinny. I was like 5'8", maybe like 120 pounds, soaking wet.
Soaking wet.
Soaking wet, right? You know, this is like no. I was really skinny, you know. I didn't really have that much confidence, but when it was gym time, you know, I'd always play basketball and like wreck everybody, right? Then in high school, I got into high school freshman year. I started doing weightlifting class, you know. And I believe that's when like I started getting into lifting a little bit and I started gaining more confidence. You know, I started talking to people more often now. And that's when I started joining or playing sports like lacrosse, soccer, football, wrestling. Wrestling was my favorite. And you know, it just like boosted my confidence. Then by like junior year, I was like 180, and I would say maybe I had like 5% body fat, and like I was 6 foot tall, literally like muscular shit, and you know, just like full of confidence. But honestly, like a lot of things changed with me from like high school, or from middle school to high school. Then like after I graduated high school, just like I stopped caring. I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't need to
Stopped
work
caring
out.
about school or yourself?
Oh no, just myself in
Oh.
general. Like I didn't really care that much anymore. No,
Okay.
I got my classes done and so on. Got my criminal justice, and that was it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be a cop. Let's do it.
And now you're a banker.
Now I'm
Wait, are
gonna
you still a banker?
no.
What? Oh.
Oh, you're not?
No.
That was a while back.
I
I
left,
think.
yeah, that was like that was a long time ago.
Oh, you have to remember I've been gone for a little bit.
Mhm.
All right. You're done, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Rob?
I don't know. I
I mean,
think
it leads up to the Air Force, I guess, but
yeah, mine's kind of just like military, kind of changed. I guess the easiest way to put it is I used to care a lot more, back when I was in high school, middle school, and shit. And then I went through, basic and was in the military, and you really, you really just stop giving a fuck about a lot of shit, and you just kind of live. That's about it.
You know what's funny, dude? Like if I managed to get through to basic training, we would have probably gone to the same basic training like around the same time. Honestly,
Probably.
I
y-
We went to
well,
the same
honestly
branch.
things would
thought,
change. Things would change. You probably wouldn't be playing RuneScape or be in TT, and you probably wouldn't like meet Love Lost or Divine Forces
oh
into
no,
voice.
I was
You
in
still did
TT when I was
RuneScape
like,
prior, right?
yeah, no, I was in TT in like fucking
Yeah, the
I want to
same
say
as me.
2008, 2007. I was still in high school when I was in TT.
I was just gone for 4 months. I would
I'm
sometimes
not,
walk to the
But
library and
yeah,
look it up.
I've known Ryan for a good. How long has it been, Ryan?
Must have been 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
but I was just saying like it could change your circumstance. Like whatever assignment they give you, you could have a different time zone. You could have more hours, and like you'd have less
Nah,
time.
me and Panda would still talk because I was a no lifer back then, dude.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I got stationed in Turkey and still fucking.
Yeah, and still played. Yeah.
That's true.
Well, when you say we don't give a fuck about stuff, you mean like IRL, like you didn't care
I
about your
guess what
tasks?
it came to like I guess in high school and not elementary, high school and middle school like time frame, right? I was like I got along with everybody, like all the different groups. Like legit, I, I would hang out with the goth people, the wiggers. Like you make yourself part of like each. I didn't say that word, by the way.
Okay.
You make yourself. I was saying like I would wear the baggy clothes and shit and talk like and hang out with that group and stuff.
Talk like
And then
you know.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
know.
Like
But then also hang out with like the goth people and then the just normal people and the nerdy people. Like I got with like everybody. Like
Yeah.
Dude, I
Oh,
felt
and
dude,
I felt
um,
like I had to get along with everybody, and not because I like tried to.
Like
I just did, and to fit in different places and all that kind of stuff, and just have fun, enjoy.
I
But
know.
all right, Rob,
once
EVF side
in the
switching again.
military,
Is he talking loud?
I felt bad, dude. I like hung out with all
Giving a
the
fuck.
football kids and shit, and then like I had my secret nerdy friends on the side.
Didn't Chris
Like-
already say his?
Yeah, shut up, Chris.
Yeah, shut up, Chris.
Okay,
Awful.
wait for Rob to finish, and then you can like reply on that. Just wait. Like, you finish up, Rob.
I was just saying that, like, and then shut the fuck up, Love Lost. I hate you so much.
Like
Just let him speak. Just keep saying like however many times you want. Go ahead.
And then you get on and you just stop giving a fuck about all those little groups and stuff because they don't let you have that through basic. Basic like destroys you,
Yeah.
And then when you get out of it, it kind of sticks to you, and you have a whole different mentality of just not like having the different groups. Like I think the
Like-
stupid groups and shit is dumb.
All right. Chris, what were you saying about, or were you replying to Rob? What were you saying? I think you went AFK.
you
Alright.
told them to shut up
You
and
got
then went AFK.
Well, I mean, you have to get through everybody, right?
Yeah,
You get to the next
it's
people,
hard,
and he
dude.
just pops in. And...
Listen, it's been 2 hours. Did it feel like 2 hours talking right now?
No, it feels
No.
like every other talk that we have.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which is
Anyway.
usually it's bright outside and then it's not bright outside.
yeah. Yeah.
EVF, go ahead. Yeah. Do you remember the question?
Like, how were you in middle
Like-
school?
Middle school, high school, compared to what you are now, and
Alright.
like, what do you think changed you?
All right, middle school cringy.
Cringy how? You have to expand on that, dude.
All right, I have to think about it though. Like,
Alright.
I just watched a bunch of
We've had
cartoons,
30 minutes.
I always tried to like, copy them, mimic them. So I would always pretend to be like a cartoon. So that's the cringe, I guess. I was also
Wait.
like the loner.
What
too.
kind of cartoon?
I don't know, like you remember that show Chowder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was
Like,
Chowder?
stuff like that. I don't know.
Is that
Or
I
American
don't
or
know
something?
who Chowder is.
freaking like the Kids Next Door or Naruto or something. I don't know.
Okay, Kids Next Door, yes. Dude, I still remember those kids that used to run with their hands behind their back, dude. Holy fuck, dude. That was
Yeah.
cringe.
Oh, dude, I
That
had a
was
friend like that.
cringe, dude.
That was me.
I had
So
a friend, dude, like that.
So I was doing that, and then but in high school, like it kind of changed. I was like so glad to get out of my middle school, my elementary school, cause like everybody there was just really like superficial. Everybody cared about what they looked like and like their status. So I was just glad to get out of there. So I go to public high school for the first time, and I just tried to make a name for myself. So I was like starting anew. Some people that I kind of liked followed me into high school. It was only like 5 people. So I decided that I was going to be that buff little short guy. So I just made sure that I was like strong, and I would always show off and everything because I was in gymnastics too. So I would like do backflips and stuff, or I'd lift people. Well, what happened one day was my friend Mark.
The
He's
fucker
like,
just picks people up.
I'm serious. So my friend Mark, he is 6'2" and like 180 or something. I tried to fireman's carry him, but he resisted, and then I like sprained my back muscles or something, and I couldn't walk straight for a month. So I decided that I wasn't going to do that anymore. But people still, like I gained the nickname the Buff Smurf. I
Holy
Buff
shit.
I'm-
The
I was-
Buff Smurf.
Yeah, I was the Buff Smurf, and now at work they call me Buff Guy.
Why was it Smurf?
I don't know.
Short?
He's
Or-
short.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, but
short. I'm
you-
5'2"
Are you
and a half.
blue?
Yes. So I'm
Yes.
always blue. I'm always blue. So yeah, but I was
How about
I was
me?
kind of like Rob. I was just the guy that always hung out with every single group there was, except the popular people. I couldn't hang out with those people because I couldn't stand them. I couldn't stand the people that cared nothing about nothing but status. Right, the people that were always trying to be all preppy and like, hey, how
I
you
guess that's why I
doing?"
didn't mention them.
Yeah. So I couldn't
Nobody likes
deal with
them.
those people. But I was just really the guy that chilled with everybody. But I was always like in the corner, just listening.
Okay.
What is Panda watching?
Chris,
It's
are you
a-
back?
It's a squirrel fighting a snake.
Why is it
He's
just staring
watching
at it?
some hentai.
Wait, is he looking at the snake's tail or is that his face?
Yeah, the tail.
Oh, okay. I see the snake's tongue now on the other side.
Does Chris know if he muted his mic or he's just?
I don't know. Well, I'm
guessing?
assuming he's AFK because he cammed off. But anyway, this is all mine. Well, he's probably gonna forget. But when I was like middle school and high school, like Rob said, there's groups, right? Like everyone has their groups. Like in the cafeteria, everyone hangs around with their own group as well. Oh, look, the snake's moving. No, camera, bad angle. I actually want to see what happens. Okay, I don't know. That's some shitty camera work. All right, so um, there was this huge table, like a big ass group, and I was in that group too.
What high school did you go to, Venos?
Clarkson's high school.
Oh, okay.
Middle school, I transferred schools because it was closing down.
Right.
But it was called Freshwater Middle School, I think.
Where's that
forgot.
at? Is that Brampton? No.
No, Mississauga. This is all Mississauga. Clarkson's middle school too. Actually, I think you've heard of Clarkson, right?
Yeah, I've heard of Clarkson.
Okay. But Clarkson Middle School would be the same group of people because we're all living around each other. We take the bus, school bus to the same schools, like the same area. So we all knew each other from middle school to high school, and the biggest group was us. Like it was literally like Asians and brown people on one table, one table, and everyone was speaking, dude. Like one would speak across the table, like to talk to the other dude. Like I don't know why he doesn't just fucking walk over and talk to him, but like we legit had a civil conversation without any fights, and everyone would like be like kind, like they would stop talking over each other. let the other person speak, like we're trying to do here, right? Like, oh, okay, your turn to speak. Like legit, that's how it was over there. And no one would fuck with us because we're the biggest group. Like if anyone wanted to fight, we would all stand up or something. It never happened, but I'm sure that would happen. Like just everyone backing each other up. But all the other groups are very obvious. Like one would play cards, Yu-Gi-Oh. Like there's one table of that. One would play chess or something. One would play. What would be a group of girls that just don't talk to guys ever? Shit like that. And then I guess I was very quiet. Like I was a quiet guy. I just never. I never spoke. I would speak obviously if like someone directed a question to me, but I would never be the guy that would like start a conversation or um I would just play ball, basically play basketball. Like I was saying during lunch and shit, during breaks and after school. But now I think what changed me is video games, like social wise. Like I talk more often. Um, even before Twitch, like RuneScape. RuneScape was the biggest thing that made helped my social skills from going quiet to more talkative. And yeah, I'm still watching the snake fight by the way, but yeah, like I think that's what changed me. Just RuneScape, video games in general, talking to you guys and stuff. I like remember in Darkness Awaits, I was a very calm Fallen Leader, and
You're
then
calm and quiet and like
and then Poison. Poison,
Jesus, dude.
Poison had something. Okay, it had a lot of factors. One, I had more passion for the game, the most passion in the game at that point, because I was a leader.
And
I
you were
start,
so not known, but you were so I guess yeah, known around the Zybez like that community type of thing. So you
yeah,
wanted to you wanted to look good. You wanted to have a winning clan and all that kind of stuff. So that's where you got the passion.
yeah. That's what I was getting to next.
Yeah.
Like, we made all these. Well, I guess I started all the rivalries. Talking shit to people on Zybez, which is like my intention. I wanted to start beef to make the game look interesting. You guys enjoyed beef, right? Not just like, oh, let's play, let's fight. GG, thanks for the fight. This is boring. But when you have a rivalry, you're more pumped up. You're more ready to win and shit. Like that was my thing. I love doing that. Like, and it was more fun that way to clan. Like if I went back to clanning now, it's boring. Like I could not see myself being a member of any clan and just sitting there watching these rivalries that barely happen. It's all Crash Force now. But yeah, I mean, it's helped my social skills. I feel more confident speaking, like in general, even like IRL. Like I think I was a little shy towards Level at first, like when we first met up,
Aw.
because you're never mind. I don't want to say anything, but
Real fucking cute,
He's
right?
intimidating.
he's a little cute guy. I didn't want to
Wait,
give him the.
were you intimidated by me, Venomous?
No, I was about to say cute, but Rob already said it.
Oh,
I
you
know.
said, oh, you're so cute. Why
You're
you
so
so
cute.
cute? Look at you.
EVF was like, "What am I listening?" No, I was just shy because I didn't know how. Let's see. How do I word
6 hour
this?
log.
Nice email. Okay. I don't know why I was shy. Like, I just don't know. Like, I guess I was trying to give you a good impression. That's all. So in my head, I was like, oh, hopefully, he doesn't hate me or something. I don't know. Just that first impression sort of shit.
Aw.
But yeah, I mean, that's always the first thing when I meet somebody. I like to give a first good impression. I think when I first met Rob in Ohio, I think I was a little shy to his parents because I didn't know how to respond until they started saying like Mexican jokes towards me. Then I was like, okay, I'm down. Like I'm down to speak to them now. But yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
you
so
beaner.
Chris still is not back, but that's fine. We'll just go on with the next question. He can answer that. Um, well, this doesn't have to particularly be in school, but like I'm sure we've all seen one. But have you ever seen an insane fight that you'll always remember, or maybe you were part of it?
Oh yeah, okay. So back in high school, there's this kid. His name was Thomas. He died, and this guy was like super popular. Well, not super popular. Like everyone knew him, everyone liked him. And he died. There's a funeral service for him. This is like in his junior year in high school. And on my senior year, this is like a year later. There's this kid that started talking shit about him. And He's like, oh, he's a little bitch anyway, blah 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 blah. And one of Thomas's friend like heard it, and they were in the cafeteria, and started like beating on this guy nonstop, like smashed his face on the table, like broke like maybe 4 or 5 teeth in his mouth. This guy was like messed up beyond. There's blood all over the table. There's blood on the floor. The janitor had to go in there and like clean it up before the next group of people go to lunch and so on. It was insane, man. Like this kid was in the hospital for a good week. It was just like it was gruesome, and that's like one of the few fights in the school that I actually witnessed. Like in high school, people always fight, but like nobody really gets hurt.
Yeah.
Like those aren't fun. This was different. This guy literally grabbed this guy's head and smashed it on the table. It was just gruesome. Like it was insane.
Okay.
Love Lust.
There were these two black girls. Dude, I feel like every good fight starts with two black girls
no.
sometimes, dude. But like, no, there were these two black girls, and I don't know what the fuck they were fighting about. But one grabbed the flag, like how there's a flagpole in the school, like, and it has a sharp end, and she started chasing the other one, trying to stab her with the fucking flagpole. It was crazy.
Oh,
That
the
was amazing.
flagpole?
Yeah, with the flag, because there's a sharp part on the very top of the flagpole, right?
Like, was it from the classroom flagpole or like?
No, it's from the front of the school. Like when you first come in, there's usually a flag there.
You can grab it by hand. Like, how big was it?
No. I'm talking about like a flagpole that's
Like wooden and
yeah, it's like wooden,
Okay.
and the very top of it is like it has a golden thing on it to keep the flag on, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
sharp.
Did she stab the person with it or?
Yeah.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
It
Dude,
was
the worst
fucking
is when
hilarious,
someone
dude.
picks up a chair, like you see on YouTube videos and shit, and they just smash it on someone's back, like of their head and shit. You've seen that, right, on YouTube?
Yeah.
But Rob, what's yours?
So this one wasn't like too bad, I guess. I mean, it kind of was, but this was the best one, my favorite one in high school. And I went to like whatever the school was. It was two white chicks, two preppy white chicks, and they were well matured, and they were in like a real intense fight. And I don't know where it started, how it started, but they're in the inner cafeteria, and it ended. One of them bopped their head off the window in the inner, and then it kept going, and they were still rolling around on the ground, pretty much naked by the end, and rolling around the ground, just hitting each other in the face and pulling hair. There was actually pieces of hair along the ground. It was just an intense fucking fight between the two chicks, a bunch of screaming, and there were titties out everywhere. So it was an enjoyable, good fight.
Chris,
don't know what I came back. I was taking a poop.
the question was, have you? I'm sure we've all seen it, but like, have you seen a fight that's so insane that you just remember like every time, and or were you part of it?
So when I was really young, my dad took us, like me and my brothers, to this park in Detroit. I don't know if you guys have them anywhere else, but it's like the really big slides that you have to like sit on the rug to go down it. Like, I don't know if they have those anywhere else, but in Detroit, like at this one park in particular, there's a huge one. And we went there, and there's like an actual like playground thing attached, but it had a fence up around it because it was like under construction. But it didn't matter because kids fucking climb the fence, whatever. But there was this insane fight that broke out in the middle of it, and I don't know who was in the actual fight. All I know is that there was one girl who was getting her shit rocked. Like a bunch of the adults were watching it happen because they couldn't get over the fence to get to them because it was a big fence. But this girl got her shit beat. She was on the ground. She got her face kicked. She was knocked out. She was out cold. But I only remember it because it was that intense because they ended up like carrying her like limp body to the fence and like lifting her over the fence and like dropping her on the other side. And I remember my dad ran up and like checked her pulse and shit. And there was a group of people around here. But that was insane. Like I've never seen anyone get gang beat before. That was the first time in my life I ever saw anyone get gang beat.
All right, EBF.
I got two.
Okay.
Okay, but they're not as serious. So, what was it? Wait, where's Discord? All right. So the first one, we were playing like we got into this craze with Foursquare. It was in what was it in? It was like sixth grade. We got into this craze, and we had like this huge ball, and I think it was like this third grader that we like to kind of pick on because he got angry so fast. So there was a kid in my class, Aaron Gonzalez, and he was pretty athletic, so he was able to like uh, be king super fast and stay king for a long time. And we were just kind of watching them because this kid was trying so hard. I think his name was Zach. Hey, Zach. His name was Zach, and he was just trying so hard to get the Aaron out. So what Aaron did was trying to what is it called, fake him out. So what he did is he throws the ball at his face, and then the kid he just pounces on him on his back, and he starts hitting him like this. And Aaron's just laughing while he's like giving him a piggyback ride. And we had to pull him. We had like a bunch of people had to come pull him off while Aaron is still laughing, just getting hit by a barrage of little tiny fists. And then the other one was in seventh grade. We had a classmate named John Cortez, and then Dominic Caselli. Yeah, Dominic Caselli. So I brought my football. It was a Nerf football. I had like one of those tails, and when you throw it, it makes a whistle. So everybody was playing with it. So what happened was we were just throwing it as far as we could. So like it's like a I don't know how to let's just say it was like a full football field in distance. We were just trying to throw it as far as we could to each other. So what happened was Dominic was gonna be a little a little twerp. He took the football and ran towards John while he was distracted, and threw the football so far up his ass that John chased him around the entire play yard, took his head, and then smashed it on the ground 3 times so hard that you could hear it from 30
On the
feet away.
concrete.
Yeah, on the concrete. Like there's rocks and everything. Like it's like this really dense concrete. And he banged his head in the ground so hard 3 times that you could hear every single impact. And then he had a concussion.
God damn, dude.
And
Like,
then he
It's
left
not
school.
funny, but low key, it's kind of funny.
I don't know. You'd have to see. Imagine a really skinny kid getting his entire head palmed by this fat kid and then getting smashed into the ground.
I don't think I could laugh at that, dude. It's just like if I saw that person, I'd be like shocked or something. Anyway, mine was what was mine? I was thinking about it. Oh, okay. So this is really big guy. He was probably the biggest guy. When I say big, I mean tall and fat. Um, in high school, and there was a fight that broke out. I'm not sure what the reason was, but the other dude, he was fit. He was about like 5'7", my height. So the other dude was like 6 something, I don't know. And they met at the basketball court to fight. And this dude, he showed his black belt, the guy that's fit. And the other dude's just like, okay, whatever, fuck it, I'll still fight you. And they went at it. The guy didn't touch the black belt guy at all. Like he was throwing fists everywhere, like he was boxing and shit and stuff. And he actually took him down with the hip toss. Like he actually hip tossed this guy, and he started pounding on his face after he got him down on the floor. And he was so bloody, it's like there was blood legit covered on his face, and like something on the top, like of the skull, was
Which
split
one?
open. The big guy, he was bleeding like real bad.
The black belt hip toss the other one, or
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And then he started pounding on his face. The black belt guy was pounding on his face, and then eventually somebody called the cops. Like the fight was going on for a while. He just kept pounding on him, like, and he was covering up. So it was a really slow paced fight later on, and he just had him grounded the whole time. And the police came with an ambulance, and the guy actually got taken out by a stretcher, because like he wasn't injured, but they still forced him on a stretcher, took him down to the with the paramedics into the hospital. That shit was crazy. I've never seen so much blood in person like that. But yeah. So we all said our stories, right? The fight stories.
Yeah.
All right. What would be your top 3 if you made a bucket list? You guys all know what a bucket list is, right?
Yeah.
Chris? It might take you guys a while to think about it, but
A bucket list? Like,
yeah, just like what would be the top three things, starting from three, to one, like less prioritized to prioritize.
hmm, that's actually pretty tough.
Yeah, that might take a while to
Not
think
tough
about.
at all.
All right, EVF.
My bucket list is like average. I don't like one, get a family. Two, I want a full sleeve, both arms across the chest, tattoo.
Why? Why?
My bucket list. What are you saying?
Alright, dude. Listen,
Shut
hey.
your
Holy
mouth,
shit!
Lost.
He's gonna kill you, dude. Hold
Shut
on.
your
He's got.
mouth.
And
He's giving the roller
come up
transit.
and like punch my ankles, dude. And fucking.
Yeah, you're gonna break your elbow. I don't-
Yeah, like stop judging him.
Your
Like,
elbow.
love lost. Like,
Yeah,
like-
okay, Mr. Light, dude.
Oh, ignited. A bucket list basically means what do you want to do before you die.
Well, thanks.
All
I
right,
didn't
go
know
ahead.
that.
I want to
I said-
neck it.
I said ignited, by the way. The guy in the chat, I was answering his question.
so ABF
Uh,
said he would like a family. You know,
Tattoos.
And
he
a
would
full
like a
sleeve
family.
tattoo.
Hey, where did
Full
Chris go?
sleeve. And what was your third
He's-
thing? He's
What's the
there.
third
He's
one?
just, what's your third thing?
Where did Chris go?
He showed his feet. Hey, listen, EVF, just go.
You can't actually
Oh,
do
no.
that on Twitch, by the way.
Yeah, don't do that.
Wait, what?
You can't show feet on stream.
There's people with the whole fetish thing, Chris. It's
Yeah.
you actually
People have been banned for that.
Are you kidding me right now?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we couldn't see it properly. Okay, I just saw it on Panda's fucking stream. All right,
I've seen it
EVF.
4 times. Anyways, too many places. Panda's
alright.
streaming the stream, and then your stream, and then on Discord.
That's 3, by the way. Okay, so EVF. What's your
That's my
third?
2. My third one. Oh shit. I don't know. Make a lot of money. Okay, there you go. I'm normal.
All right, realistic. Yeah, Rob. Or-
Get money, and get money.
All right.
That is a sad life.
Because then I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Hey,
Well,
money
yeah.
over
Okay, so
everything.
that you could break that down. Like, what would you
Alright.
do with the money that you wanted? Like, if you had the money, what do you want to do with it?
Money is just a means to an end, motherfucker.
I wanna, if I like what it comes down to, all right? If you're rich, I want to
Yeah.
take my people with me. You know what I'm saying?
My people.
Is that us?
Come on, bro.
Is that us?
You're
Who is your people? Oh shit. Okay.
you're probably not the right national.
Oh.
Hold on a second.
God damn,
No,
when you
I
say
mean-
my people, holy
Well, what's going
fuck.
on here?
Well,
I mean,
you know what?
I
you
mean,
know
like,
what?
so I mean, family and friends. Just in general.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Yeah, so
friend.
you're not a family or friend.
We all
Yeah.
go into the top, bro. We all
Pretty much. Like, it's more fun when you got people with you. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. No idea, dude.
But,
I don't have a bucket list. Like it's odd. Like all the things
yeah,
that I
he's already
want.
done all the chicks on that.
That's not what I mean. No. Like, all the things. Okay, so like I figure there'll be things that are important to me later on, but there aren't any like big things. Like I really want to travel, so I guess that's what. Like I want to travel around like multiple places. I don't just want to go to one place in particular, but I want to travel around. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Korea. I want to go to like. I don't want to go to Russia anymore. I wanted to visit.
North Korea?
Yes.
Okay,
that's
so
what-
basically one would be traveling.
Yeah, I want to travel. Aside from that, I don't really have any big things. Like everything that I want is pretty small, and I've been like trying to make all those things happen over the past couple of years. So I can't really say anything. Like
EVF, is
Yeah.
that what you want to be? I mean, he's got goat horns.
I want to be an anime character. There you go. That's my
Oh,
bucket
boy.
list. I want to be
An
an
anime character.
I'm anime.
I am anime, and you know what? When I'm an anime character, I'm gonna get those anime bitches.
All right.
They
Panda.
have really big
Bitches.
titties.
Yeah,
For me, I just want to travel.
Nothing else.
I mean, I guess I want to get a wife.
Okay.
I guess.
That seems like
guess.
bucket material.
I don't know if
What-
I
what
want
did you
I
say?
guess.
I was
I
busy
guess.
coughing.
I guess I want to get married. Maybe.
Before I die.
To a man?
Let's see. I want to travel.
He didn't answer that part, so I'm assuming
He
answered
said
this.
wife to begin with, by the way.
I want a car.
Do you not have
Like
a
a
car
nice
right
one.
now? Oh,
Is there a specific car
nice
you want?
I want that new Tesla Roadster. Have you
Isn't that
seen
the
it?
fastest commercially available car?
Yeah.
It's so fucking nice.
And the third one,
Doesn't it also cost $250,000?
yeah.
Yeah. You better hit the lotto, homie.
Let's see. What's my third one? Oh, I want to make my own anime.
God, your fucking weed status.
No, you don't.
I want to make my own anime.
Can you draw? Can you storyboard?
I can storyboard. I can't draw, so I'm gonna hire somebody. EVF, can you draw?
Yes.
I could draw some stick figures,
Oh,
dog.
look what you just made happen, Ron.
Do some
You
some
got together
creative.
his bucket list.
There you go. See,
I want to make an
We're-
anime.
we're
Making
sorting
it
this out for
happen.
you.
Are we making
mean-
an anime? Is this a thing? A poison anime?
I mean, I agree with Chris and Panda though, as travel is definitely one of mine.
travel is definitely one thing.
That's
I wanna-
partly why I'm like jealous of people who've been in the army. Like when I was dating Amoy, like the Jamaican girl in the Navy,
A boy.
she traveled fucking everywhere. She's literally been everywhere. I was so fucking jealous. I want that life.
All right, love loss.
Going to Thailand, which I'm doing in October. Having sex with a midget.
So EVF.
Yeah, we're just making bucket lists happen all over.
It's all working out, guys.
Listen, EVF, hey. You know what I mean, dude?
Is that why you've been hanging out with Ron?
Whoa.
Yeah, listen,
Listen.
luring Ron.
Everything we did was on stream. All right, so it's confirmed.
It's gonna go further than that. Don't worry.
No.
I don't know if Ron counts because standing up he might technically be a midget, but when he lays on his back, I think he beats that height.
When he lays on his back, what do you mean? What the fuck?
Man.
I threw some mad shade. This is what you get for being assholes to me.
What do you mean? We just can't see you. You're literally in the dark.
Also, I'm
Not
dying, so
Being
Okay.
an asshole to you, you were interrupting someone else's fucking
I love
talking,
lust.
and we're being an asshole to you.
yes.
Love
Continue
lost.
on the
Go.
loss. Go ahead.
And I think that's about it, to be honest.
All right.
You're
Wait,
not
that
gonna
was
talk
three,
about
right?
her?
Who?
No, I'm. Go on next.
That was three, right?
Go next.
No, I gave you two.
You don't have a third done?
My third one's private, like these nuts.
Have like 10 children that all know how to play.
10 children?
I'm gonna start my own bot farm that's not a bot farm.
Jesus.
No, I at least want like
4.
3. That way, if one's a mistake, I don't really feel bad.
God damn, everyone
The
has
middle
that fuck
child's
up.
gonna be the mistake one.
Okay. My bucket list. I want to travel the world, but I actually want to like Rob said, if you're rich, you could do whatever you want, right? If I was rich, I would travel to every country and just check it off the list. You know, like maybe stay there like 1 week. Can you get someone off my screen, please? But I don't care anyway. But
Jesus.
but anyway, like I would love to travel to every country and just check it off the list. I don't know, you know, what the dangers are of certain countries, you know, because you don't. It's very scary to go to a country and not know the
North
rules.
Korea, best Korea.
Yeah, and like you know, you just don't know what you're running into. So maybe not every country. You might exclude some, but you know, I want to visit
Well,
a
are you
lot of.
racist?
No, I literally just said the rules. I
Yeah,
said
he doesn't like brown people.
it's scary that you don't know some of the rules. As somebody that's like a tourist, it might be different. But like if you live in that country and you could still break a rule as a visitor. I'm just saying, like you don't know the rules, and something could happen. You know, like example Saudi Arabia or something. If you steal something, you get your hand cut off. Dude. I don't know if it's the same nowadays, but that's what it used
So
to
you
be.
plan to steal something? Is that your plan? Is that what you're aiming
No,
for?
but let's say you're
places
picking.
have weird rules, dude.
Let's say you're just picking something up, you're about to buy it, but someone's like, "Hey, this guy's stealing," you know, like someone just fucking frames you. It's a fucked up world. That could happen.
To double up on that, Ron, or anybody remember the thing that happened over in like, fuck, where was that?
Greece.
It was somewhere where it was just like something simple, right? In America, where like they egged a house or something like that, or egged a car. You
Yeah.
know, where you would maybe get in trouble or something, and he was in prison. Like it was some American or something like that just visiting as whatever, and they egged a car, and he got stuck in prison because of it. Like of
Oh,
something like
there's a
that.
lot of those. There's a lot of those happening. Just like
Yeah,
most
I don't
of them
remember
aren't
where it
really.
was though.
Panda, can you get this off my
Can you
screen?
please get that off,
It's
man?
actually a meme, by the way. That's a meme now. Anyway,
Oh shit!
my my second was I don't know, like I honestly, if when I was in middle school and high school, I wanted to grow
Holy
up.
shit! Wait, you gonna get a sentence out there? What the fuck was that? I seriously,
I honestly,
like,
honestly,
whoa, dude.
I wanted to be an actor at one point in my life,
What?
and I wanted to be
Don't
in
do
like
that, EVF.
What?
yeah. Don't do the hypers emote. I know you want to. Do it. Do the hypers emote.
No.
All right. So I wanted to be an actor, and like I wanted to get into like the showbiz and like TV shows, not like movies, but like just TV shows.
Porn?
TV shows, and I like something like back then when Everybody Loves Raymond was popular. Like it was still around and shit. Not like reruns. Like when it was
Did
actively
you want to
still.
be the little kid in that?
I wanted to be Raymond. I wanted to have my own show, and
Oh.
like that way you can have your own content. But like each episode is like your life. Like
You
you're like,
realize,
oh.
right? He didn't actually write his own thing. It was. A
Well,
script.
I know it's a script, but like you still have the same idea. You can still make shit up if you wanted to. It's TV,
All right.
but like
Ron, I want you to be like the chubby Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, you could be like 2.5 Men, dude. You could be
Ron.
like 2.5.
Tell me why
but
you said Everybody Loves Ray. I thought you said.
Huh?
I thought you were talking about the It's So Raven like that.
That's
What?
so racist.
Right.
Oh,
Everybody
that's
loves
so
Raven.
racist, dude.
what the fuck?
I love the Corey in the house show too. Dude.
Yeah, Ron in the house, dude.
Ron in the house.
But I feel like that bucket list won't ever happen. Like that one specifically. But that's still like
Yeah, not if you think it won't.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it still lingers in my mind. So like I do if I happen to like look at
Would you ever
Ninja.
fuck a midget?
Look at Ninja for a second. So he plays Fortnite, but then he gets into speaking with Drake, speaking with Lil Yachty, speaking with Travis Scott, and just recently Marshmello. Like they're all artists that are on TV, and Drake is an actor. Like he could get in that easily now if he keeps getting connections like that. And the only reason like these celebrities are coming to him is because they're like merging communities. They're meeting new people. They're meeting other shit. So like Ninja could do that just from starting off as Twitch. Why? What's that big ass smile? What's wrong with
I
you?
don't think so, dude.
You don't think so? Ninja can't be an
Wait, what?
actor?
No,
I
I,
think-
don't think.
No,
Ninja
I
could
don't
be
think.
an actor.
no.
Ninja's already been on the news.
I think
He-
one
Yeah,
thing.
you don't know who else has been on the news? Fucking PewDiePie, and he has a bigger following than Ninja ever.
have you
and,
seen? Have
like-
you seen the disappointment he was on the talk show?
Also, or, there's that thing where you can't like say shit about other streamers.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not talking shit, but like
yeah.
I'm just saying it was very disappointing because he wasn't himself, and on the Conan talk show. I don't know if you saw that, but he tried it and he was very shy. Whereas YouTube, he's very personality wise and himself. But like when he's in person with live audience, he wasn't himself. But I'm not saying that's everybody. Ninja actually made a video of him dancing for a Fortnite competition, but he was with Marshmello and he was chill. Like he was very chill. With Drake, he was chill. Like not in person, obviously, but with Marshmello, he was very talkative. And on the news, I think it was CNN or maybe something else. They interviewed him. He was talking about Fortnite, and he was very confident speaking about it. He was talking about how he's in school, being successful. Kids, if you want to do it, all that shit. That's a step into media, and then you could be in a talk show, and then you could start your acting, all that shit. Like you're getting yourself out there. So like I'm saying, it's still a possibility if in Ninja's situation, PewDiePie's situation. I don't know who else has been on TV, but like Summit was on the news for being swatted and shit. But like that's different, But like it's still obviously
I made
sounded
my
good.
acting breakthrough on Fox 2.
But
Phantom
yeah.
Menace- Oh wait,
Oh wait.
there was other things.
But yeah, anyway, that's my second thing. First thing was traveling, but third thing, I just want to be successful, but like specifically on Twitch. I'm not saying like being number one or being up with the top guys. I just want to be successful in a way where I could just I have fun right now. I'd like to have more fun with like a bigger community, bigger viewership, and just make it my full time. That's doable. Like it's all realistic goals right there. I mean, the first one is going to be hard, uh, to like get all that money for traveling everywhere. The second one is probably harder, and the third one is probably easier than the other two. That's a lot to say for it to say easier, but Twitch. It's a grind.
That's why they're bucket list, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we're all done with that, right? Did we all say our bucket list?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we got like 10 minutes left. We could go overtime, but this is the last question. How are you guys like? Do you guys procrastinate at all? Like with anything, like work,
Hell.
fucking
Yes.
waking up?
I don't know
Alright.
anybody who doesn't.
Do you guys know somebody that doesn't?
Nope.
You guys don't know? Nobody?
No.
Okay.
Everyone procrastinates.
All in their own ways.
Just how
Lots of different ways.
heavily you do it, I guess. Like I'm a huge procrastinator. I procrastinate on everything. Like I won't get ready for work until like 20 minutes before I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah, he won't show up to the real life meet until
What do you want from me? I said I was going and I was there. What
He
do you
won't-
want?
he won't get any sleep, and he'll sleep and throw up in the car because
Listen,
I feel like
that
Chris
was
would
not
be the
because I
biggest.
procrastinated. That was because I had like 16 things to do all at once.
Throw up was the major one out of all of them, or what?
What?
Was throwing up the major one?
Throwing up. I
Throwing
told
up
the
was
story.
throwing up was an afterthought. It was something I just tacked on at the.
Okay.
Oh no! I knocked my fucking earbud out of my ear.
So what do you guys procrastinate most about? Like just going to sleep early, or like waking up, or what is it?
Life.
Like life? Procrastinate the whole life.
Jesus.
I guess that's an answer. Yeah.
You good? Hello? Like, god damn, dude.
I don't know what way you took it.
Dude, fuck
Just-
this Pharaoh seed, son.
just
It
Holy
killed me
shit.
like 10
What
times.
the fuck?
Just
What are you doing?
everything.
I'm playing Pokemon.
Okay, I guess that's all we can really say. I mean, everyone procrastinates, but like I was just trying to find out what you
Everybody
guys.
poops.
Everybody poops. Everybody, people. All right. Anyway,
Dude,
love
yeah,
us.
Joe.
Did you say you're getting a cam next time?
I have
Oh,
a cam now. I didn't know that. We were
okay.
gaming.
Yeah. Okay.
You're a
We're sitting here
piece
for
of shit.
3 fucking hours. I
I
have a
literally
cam. By the way.
said I had a cam.
Just
at
do
the
it.
very start.
You don't have to
No,
ask
no,
or
there's only
get
like 5
my
minutes left. dude.
approval. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, so yeah, what do you guys think about this? Was this fun? Was this good? Like, do you guys want to do this again?
Suck my dick.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
think just
Wait, for sucking his dick? Or
Was it too long? Was it
Oh, I'm
like?
I'm down
So
too,
I'm
but
down.
I think it's too long.
Wait, is
I think
Too long?
a few things in general could be changed or like
Mhm.
talked about, and we can probably talk about it when it's.
I
not
think
on
this could be
you know.
discussed in the private matter. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Alright.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah,
than
I
that, it
think
was
this was stupid.
Alright, fuck off.
good. All right, he's
Okay.
not coming back. We
Yeah,
will not
you're
see,
out. Kick him out of the group.
Nobody will see 20,
I'm back.
21.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
21. I can't believe you never seen that video until I showed you, Rob. Okay, it's a good meme. Anyway, we're gonna end the stream here, guys. Thanks everyone for hanging
That's
out.
fucked up, by the way.
What?
When you have a podcast and you have guests on, you should let them shout out if they want to.
Mhm.
Love
I was about to listen. Listen,
What?
you gotta
Why
let
are
me
saying
finish.
Love loss.
Or we introduced everybody.
Now,
you
listen,
know?
I'm
Introduce
about to.
everybody to begin
I-
with, because
That's my ending. I was gonna say that. All
Hey,
right.
this is ending. Let him go. Let him go.
All right. Okay. So, from my screen. All right. Hi,
Were
I'm
you a
Venomous.
virgin?
Hi, guys. Hey, guys. All right. You guys know me. All right. If you guys want to pop on for a podcast, we'll do it again next Monday. We'll try to do it every Monday. We'll see. Oh, look, he put his monitor to widescreen. Hey, Chris, you're the next guy. So, Chris, you want to shout out anything like your Snapchat? I know you use Snapchat. I don't know if you use anything else, but what do you want to shout
No,
out?
fuck that. I don't want nobody on my Snapchat.
Mhm.
Do you want to
I
shout out
just want
anything?
you all to know that your beautiful butterflies never change. Stay unique. Golden
Dude, my
snowflakes.
winky stinky Steve.
All
My bunny is actually like freaking out, dude.
Can you
is
shut
like,
up?
running back and forth
Okay.
so hard.
Clubhouse, actually.
He's shouting out his bunny right now.
Yeah, I'm shutting up my bunny. I'm sorry.
All right, so that's
Give it your
love
turn.
loss.
Ron's about to
Or
give it to your turn.
you could shout out your Twitch, but I'll do it for you. So if you guys want to check out Owner McNasty, the guy on the right side of my screen, top right, this is his Twitch, and that's his username in the channel. But that's his channel. Feel free to follow him if you want. He streams random ass games, but it's okay. He'll get a schedule going, right?
Yeah,
Schedule?
someday, dude.
All right, someday, and he'll cam up probably. But here's Panda. He loves to watch anime. He's not a streamer, but he likes talking slow. His name is
If you
Raging
guys
Panda.
wanna learn about anime.
Send him anime recommendations.
Get
Hit
on
me up.
Discord.
Hit me up. Join my Discord.
Yeah,
me
join
in
Ron's.
the-
If you want to hop on Discord, Panda's Discord apparently.
Oh.
Just just join that Discord, and there's an anime channel if you like talking about anime. There's a whole channel dedicated to it. So
I love anime.
I love anime.
I love hentai.
All right, and then we got
Anime bitches.
we got Calm Down Please, or his name is Rob on Discord. Would you like to say Rob?
Hi.
He plays RuneScape.
What a nerd.
I know what he wants to say. He got a beaver. There you go.
I got a pet beaver the other day, by the way. I
Did
named
you?
him
Alright.
Woody.
All right, we got Woody, and now we got EVF with the Rolex. We got the Rolex.
Ooh.
Leave me the hell alone.
And he also watches anime. He's got Twitter. If you want to link that Twitter or Twitch, he doesn't really
no.
stream much. His
He also
Twitter's
has
all.
a GoFundMe
Don't
because he
you
wants a
dare.
pair of stilts so that he's
Hey.
taller than that fan in the background.
I'm not linking it. I'm not linking it.
Like it.
I'm licking it right now.
Stop licking it.
All right, so
Stop
I
liking
mean,
it.
he
Stop
plays a lot of
liking
CS. He plays a lot of League of Legends, other stuff. And yeah, that's it, guys. We're done.
it. Wow.
We're
Join
done.
us again next time.
Adios, my dudes.
I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a 12-hour stream, for Final Fantasy. Peace out, guys.
You so fucking precious when you smile. Yeah. Hit it from the back and drive you wild. Yeah. Girl, I lose myself up in those eyes.